All right, how's everybody doing? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. It's been a minute since I've done a reaction video, so let's... Okay. All right, I've got some Arvin animal activists pulled up. Let's see, how does this... Let me check how this... Oh, I see, okay. It moves me up when I do that. That's cool. All right, so there's my camera on the left. All righty. Okay, let's get started. Arvind, animal activist. Is this the one? Yeah. What's up, Alicia? Nice to see you. How are you doing?
Due to some technical issues, a quick disclaimer. Due to some technical issues, my audio was not recorded properly during this classroom Q&A. Therefore, I have redubbed my own voice. Don't worry, we have not altered a single word of what has been spoken. What you hear in this video is what you would have heard if you were there in the classroom during the time of recording. And now, on with the video.
So, well, real quick, I still have my marshmallows. Still got them. Same ones. I didn't finish the bag. I hope you're impressed, Alicia, at my incredible... Well, I already had the glitch already. My incredible self-control to not finish this bag of marshmallows. There's the glitch already. A link for me, okay.
What is the value addition if we get stop eating from today?
What is the what? I'm sorry?
Value addition in my
Hang
Due
on
to some
again.
technical issues, my audio was not recorded properly during this classroom Q&A. Therefore, I have redubbed my own voice. Don't worry, we have not altered a single word of what has been spoken. What you hear in this video is what you would have heard if you were there in the classroom during the time of recording. And now, on with the video.
what is the value addition if we get stop eating from today?
What is the what? I'm sorry?
Value addition in my life.
In your life,
Yes, sir.
you being vegan doesn't necessarily add any value
I didn't understand that. Okay.
to your life. Just like how men accepting that women deserve rights does not add value to any man's life per se. Human beings accepting that animals deserve rights doesn't add any value to our life. It's a basic decency we should do towards them because we share this world with them. Understand that not every action we do in our life...
No sound. What? Huh. Okay. Let me try this again. Okay. Oh, you have sound? Oh, dang it. Well, there's my face, bigger. Oh, I saw that link, by the way, Alicia. I saw that link. Yeah, very interesting. I mean, Impossible is doing some weird stuff. They also have, like, served... It was Natalie that pointed this out on her social media, Natalie Fulton, and I've never seen the product, but apparently Impossible is now serving like a breakfast sandwich that uses actual cheese and actual eggs. It is clearly marked, but it's very disappointing that they would do that. They're obviously trying to appeal to meat eaters, obviously more so, I guess. But it's weird because you could just use the vegan egg and the vegan cheese that we already have. So yeah, that was an interesting article. At the end of the article, it did mention that maybe what they would do is send their like Impossible meat to like meat companies that they could blend into their burgers or whatever, which would be better, I guess. That as long as, they're not like serving Impossible burgers that have actual meat in them, which would be really weird. Okay. Let me try this again. Sorry, hang on a sec. Present. Share screen. Okay. All right. Let me back up and just start again, I guess. It was really hard to understand him anyway. Just let me know if you have any sound, if you do have sound.
Disclaimer. Due to some technical issues, my audio was not recorded properly during this classroom Q&A. Therefore, I have redubbed my own voice. Don't worry, we have not altered a single word of what has been spoken. What you hear in this video is what you would have heard if you were there in the classroom during the time of recording. And now, on with the video.
UK Night Rider, what's up?
What is the value addition if we get stop eating from today?
What is the what, I'm sorry?
Value addition in my life.
In your life.
Yes, sir.
You being vegan doesn't necessarily add any value to your life. Just like how men accepting that women deserve rights does not add value to any man's life per se. Human beings accepting that animals deserve rights doesn't add any value to our life. It's a basic decency we should do towards them because we share this world with them. Understand that not every action we do in our lives is for our own benefit, right? Sometimes we do things for others as well. So if you ask me what will you benefit from being vegan, I don't know. You may benefit, you may not benefit. But whether that happens or not, my argument is you have no right to exploit, harm, or kill another organism who can feel pain and suffering just like you, just because it tastes good, or just because it's a part of your tradition, or just because you like it. You understand my point? Not everything we do is for ourselves. Sometimes we do in society things for others, and that's called basic decency, courtesy, being nice to the other person. In this case, the whole of humanity needs to be kinder.
This is an impressive dubbing, by the way. It's not noticeable at all.
To animals. That's my message. You got the answer? Or do you have anything else to add? If you have means, please go ahead.
English में बोल दूँ क्या?
No, nothing? Are you understanding me or?
If we are
What's
sharing
happening?
the and
What?
Are you understanding me or?
if we are sharing the and
Guys, one second. I can't hear him. Little loudly, please. Yeah.
animal is sharing the world with us, so we are also
That was weird. What just happened there?
Needs to be kinder to animals. That's my message. You got the answer? Or do you have anything else to add? If you have means, please go ahead.
English में बोल दूँ क्या?
No, nothing? Are you understanding me or?
If we are sharing the
I'm just trying to understand what happened there. Did his brain lock up? That was concerning. That reminded me of Mitch McConnell right there. What's up, Sally? Nice to see you. Right. Exactly. Alicia. Yeah, only good can come. Yeah, what happened to this carnist just now? Is he? I don't know. I assume. When someone freezes up like that, I can only assume that they eat meat. Something happened there. Let's watch it one more time.
Or do you have anything else to add? If you have means, please go ahead.
English में बोल दूँ क्या?
No, nothing? Are you understanding me or?
If we are sharing the and
Guys, one second. I can't hear him. Little loudly, please. Yeah.
animal is sharing the world with us, so we are also sharing with them. So we are not sharing well.
What?
हम किस
I don't understand. You're saying animals are sharing the world with us. We are sharing the world with them. I understand. What is the third statement?
so we can share animal with
With what? With people,
no with
This is this is an English barrier, I believe.
like
You asked me
Wow.
that being vegan would better.
no with like
Okay,
sharing
sorry.
the
I
world
need to
with
hear it
them.
one more
I
time. I'm
understand.
sorry. I'm
What is the
sorry.
third statement?
So we can share animal with
With what? With people,
no with like
You asked me by being vegan what benefit you'll get, right? I'm asking you, do you eat meat, by the way? You don't eat meat. Do you drink milk? Eat eggs?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe embarrassed.
What benefit do you get by eating milk or eating eggs?
uh, it's beneficial for the body and many things come with
Nope.
I can't hear you.
it's beneficial the body and
Mhm.
from traditional like family pressure.
Your family.
This I feel like it's not fair because I don't think he speaks English very well. So he's struggling through the language.
Family is pressurizing you to eat meat or drink
Drink
milk
milk,
and eat eggs. They pressure you. What will happen if you say no?
then the food will stop.
Here's the thing. I understand that you're saying, of course, you are getting some kind of a biological benefit from eating them, and it's tradition. And that's precisely what I spoke about in that speech, if you listened. It is possible to get those same nutrients from a different source, not necessarily from animals. And also, just because something is traditional, do you think that it's right? You are saying it's traditional, right?
Traditional like from many times the god said that drink from the milk from the cow or buffaloes. The
Mm-hmm.
god give us the say this in many Purans and many historical books. They have said that if does not
Okay. Now, I want to know how you came to the conclusion that God gave you the right to do that. Like, where did you hear this? Or did God speak to you directly? Or did someone
Vegan sign guy in the house. If you're not subscribed to Vegan sign guy, why not? A and B, do so. What's up? How are you doing? Nice to see you. He looks uncomfortable in the group class dynamic there, chocolate. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a language barrier and also um I don't know, some kind of issues happen. I don't really know. I thought, the meat went to the brain and he just froze up like Mitch McConnell did. That- it- that's what it reminded me too. Nice. How you doing, vegan sign guy? You been at it? He's constantly out there doing the street activism, which I appreciate. I'm talking about vegan sign guy. And yes, Arvind is a legend. I agree.
tell you that God gave us the right? How did you come to know about
it's
this?
written in the books and the family घरवालों ने भी बताया.
Okay, fine. Do you think because something right now is written in the books, you believe? Therefore, you have the right to do it without any question? Like something says someone's religious belief. Okay. Do you think they have the right then to act upon that belief without any question at all? You
Uh,
understand my question?
I
Yeah.
I will answer your question like if there is a theory of Einstein's, they have uh, he made up because he make the things and he conclude and give us the conclusion. Einstein.
Einstein.
Einstein make a
Einstein was a vegan, I believe, or at least, a vegetarian at that point. Someone told me it happened like later in his life or something, which so what? But yeah, I don't know.
theory. He
Yes.
conclude, he explain, he understand all things. That's why he give us the conclusion. We learning the
This conversation would have been better in his native language with subtitles.
conclusion. Like the God give us this conclusion. We cannot question about the all the thing theory that he have in his mind.
Okay. Then, okay, let's just say, for example, I'm someone and I have my own religion. In my religion, it's written in the book that I have to kill you. Is that okay right now? I'm saying it's my religion, my belief. It's there in the books. God spoke to me directly. He told me, you have to hurt Aditya. Is that okay? You're saying you
Uh,
have your belief. Okay, fine. I understand
Another
that.
McConnell
But
moment.
now I'm saying I have my belief, and my belief involves hurting you and your family. Would that be okay?
What is happening?
Simple yes or no question. Yes or no? Can I use religion as an excuse?
I've never seen an interaction like this in like a vegan debate thing, even with struggles with language.
Do whatever I want in this world. Okay, you're saying that God put cows and buffaloes for you to drink milk. Okay, fine. Don't you think the same God would have also told the cows and buffaloes, hey, I am putting you on earth so that humans can drink milk from you?
So
Is that a fair statement to make? How can what?
how can animal drink milk with him? That's a good word.
You see, bro, you have to speak. If you want to stand, I don't mind having any debate about anything, but you're not talking anything. Is English? You think English? The language barrier is difficult.
Yeah.
Hindi is fine for you. Can you speak in English? I'm sorry, in Hindi slowly with some English. I understand.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, so maybe Arvind doesn't speak Hindi, huh?
The floor is yours, man. My point was, if I had a religion, but I said I can harm you, is that okay? Yes or no? If you are not going to speak, we have to move on to somebody else. You would like to ask a question? Yeah, they have questions there. Do you want to continue? Means continue. No?
No.
We're moving on. I'm sorry, man. We gave you a good 10. Yeah.
What's up, Felix?
We'll come back to you. We'll finish there first. Well, thank you.
Ooh, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. Oh my goodness. Felix, how are you doing today? Okay, Alicia. Einstein was not vegan, but he did adopt a vegetarian diet for part of his life. He limited his... Okay. Okay, health reasons. Okay, gotcha. What's up, Neil? How are you doing? You know, but the only thing about the Einstein thing is that in the past, someone would have been called vegetarian, not vegan, because that word didn't exist yet. So I don't know. But yeah, it sounds like maybe he wasn't as much of an ethical vegetarian at the time. But any case, Neil, you having a good day? Okay, sorry for that one, guys. That was a... I had this, that was an older one. This is a newer one. Let's hope this one goes a little more smoothly. I don't know why subtitles are on. Let's see.
Vegan first, but it's not
Yeah.
healthy, right? Then what's the point of using following vegan and all? You told try being a vegan first, but it's not healthy, right? Then what's the point of using following vegan and all?
It is healthy.
I'm sorry, being vegan is not healthy, you mean?
Why?
Well, see, we cannot make a blanket statement saying that veganism is healthy or unhealthy, because veganism
Yeah, we can. Vegan is healthy.
does not tell me what you eat. It only tells me what you don't eat. If I say I'm vegan, you know for
That's fair, but we're sort of nitpicking. But you can just... Yes, you can say being vegan is healthy. You know, I don't know.
a fact that this guy does not eat meat, dairy, eggs, or honey. But that doesn't tell you what I do eat. What if I'm eating a lot of only home-cooked food with lots of raw salads and fruits and nuts and seeds that I've soaked and I'm eating every day? And I'm also taking a B12 supplement. I'm doing yoga in the morning, Surya Namaskar for 20 minutes. Am I being healthy? That's one way. Alcohol is vegan. French fries.
Am I being healthy by finishing this bag of Dandy's vegan marshmallows, guys? And drinking my Olipop? I think so. I think it's healthy.
Are vegan. Potato chips are vegan. Tobacco leaf is vegan. Sitting all day long smoking tobacco and drinking alcohol, eating French fries and watching TV like that. Am I being healthy? No, but I'm still a vegan. So vegan can be healthy or
Right.
unhealthy. Depends on what we eat. So by what do you conclude that veganism?
I agree, Alicia. This is healthy. This is a health food.
is unhealthy.
Like as you said, dairy products and all we should not eat. Instead of that, we should use oils and all. Oil is not good for our health. It has cholesterol and all. Then omega, we
No.
can't get it from other sources. Like
No, it doesn't have cholesterol if you're using plant oils.
only like fish liver oil will get through fish.
Sure, we'll go on that. So first thing regarding cholesterol, you have to understand here, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm not wrong on this. Cholesterol is found only in animal foods. Oils do not contain cholesterol because oils come from plants. Only animals that possess a liver fabricate cholesterol. We also produce our own cholesterol. Plants do not produce cholesterol. So oils, first of all, I just want to correct you on that, don't produce cholesterol, number one. Number two, you said about omega-3s, right? I agree. Omega-3 comes in that long form EPA and DHA. You get it correctly from the fish. Completely agreed. Have you heard of ALA, alpha linoleic acid? Yeah, it is found in certain plant foods like walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds. And when you consume this, you do consume ALA, and your body converts that into EPA and DHA. The one thing here is that as we grow older, it becomes difficult because the conversion is not enough. But have you ever asked the question, where does fish get their omega-3 from? What do fish eat to get omega-3? Does anybody know here? They eat a type of plant, algae. A type of plant called algae, which fish eat, which is where they get their omega-3 from. And at this point, if omega-3 really matters to you, you can use something like canola oil. Have you heard of canola oil? No? Okay, type of oil where the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, the omega-3 is very high and 6 is very low, which is the inverse of most other commercial oils you see. Or you could also take an algae-based DHA supplement by which you avoid harming the fish, you avoid the cholesterol, you avoid also sometimes the mercury poisoning because fish can soak up that heavy metals in their body, and you get a clean form of EPA and DHA. So why the issue? So I understand when you first hear veganism, your impression is fair. Okay, even I thought the exact same thing when I first heard of vegan. What on earth is that? How can you get any nutrients without eating animals? Like I showed you in the chart here, it went by really fast. Have you heard of an app called Chronometer? Any of you here? No? MyFitnessPal? No? So yeah, you heard of that. Okay. Chronometer is a similar kind of app where you can go and you can enter in your name, your
Not the same, Alicia.
height, your weight, your gender, and your physical activity. It will then do the calculations and give you a breakdown as to how many calories you need, how many carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and how much fiber. It will just break it down. Then you can input the food you're eating and see whether you're meeting your goals or not. So open up an
Seaweed is a great source of iodine, though. And yeah, that is an important thing to consider.
account in Chronometer. It's completely free. It's a free app. And there you can then put in different plant foods and you'll be like, oh, wait, from eating this food, I'm actually getting this much nutrition? I never knew. What's happened is that the meat, dairy, and egg industries have done fabulous marketing, where they've convinced us that so many nutrients are found there. In many cases, yes, they're right. But those nutrients can also be obtained from plants, because we always have to ask the question, where did the animal get that nutrient from? I'm eating the animal and getting the nutrient, but where did he or she get it from? From eating plants. Do you get the point? So we have to search for which plant-based food. I simply request you, apart from vitamin B12 and vitamin D, please feel free to name any other nutrient, and I will let you know from which plant you can get that. Go ahead, you can ask me any nutrient you have. Copper, iron, manganese, B1, B2, B6. All these nutrients, everything you have, you can get from plants except vitamin B12. That I openly stated you have to take a supplement. There's no other choice for that. So veganism is not necessarily.
I mean, you could say you need to take a supplement for B12, or you could just eat the many foods that are fortified with B12. And it's good to point out that a lot of farm animals have B12 injections, so they're also fortified with B12 too.
Unhealthy, unless you choose to do it in an unhealthy way. Because you can also be a meat eater and be healthy, right? But you can also be a meat eater and be unhealthy. It's the same thing, depends on what we eat. So there's no blanket statement like that, I'm saying.
All right, good video, Arvind. I forgot to link to the last one, but I'll just go ahead and link to this one. So you guys can go and subscribe to Arvind, Animal Activist, who is a pretty big channel. And I'm going to show you guys a smaller channel now. But you know, Arvin's just awesome. Can you be a meat eater and actually be healthy though? I would contend that eating meat is not healthy. It would be like saying if you were, could you be a smoker and be healthy? Like maybe that doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that smoking is healthy. You might get lucky. Okay, let me share this tab right here. This guy, Jake Lagateri, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. Anyway, he commented on one of my videos, said, I have a new channel, brand new channel, pretty much. Let's see. 1 month ago, looks like it started 1 month ago, doing street outreach. So let's check it out. Let me put that up on the screen here. Yes, Jake Lagat. Let me make sure. Spell that right. Okay, I'm gonna try to get to my glitchy screen and put that on the screen. I think this is gonna work. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. He does. Arvin does a good job. All right, let's check out Jake here. Started to watch this one, but didn't finish. Figured I'd save it for a stream. You can tell this made him think. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Let me drop the volume down. This guy is out of Gettysburg. Okay.
Just one group, big group of people, two different groups. How you doing? Can I ask you a couple questions? Sure. You okay being in my video? Sorry? Are you okay being in my video? I don't know. What are you asking? It's just about animals, just to get people to think a little bit. Okay. So how do you feel about animals? I like animals. I don't know. Yeah. Do you have any pets? No. No? I'd like to have a dog, but I'm not willing to give up the freedom that comes with taking care of it. Yeah. Okay. So have you ever had any pets throughout your life that you've made like connections with though? My kids have. My 3 kids.
Just real quick, I went ahead and linked to this video so you guys can make sure you sub to Jake. And I'll mention, you know, I think Vegan Sign Guy, you're a pretty new channel. You've been doing great, getting subs, but I know that you know this, that you know, right when you start the channel, getting a few subs means all the world. You know, it's very it's a very you know, a 1 or 2 subs when you're a brand new channel is a big lift. Especially when you're considering like, is this worth it? Do I want to keep on doing this? Is it having an impact? Very helpful.
Each have dogs. Okay. Spend time with them and spend time with them.
I mean, I'm still at that point, guys. Like when I get like 2 subs in a day, I'm like, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. What happened? Got me a little somebody's bump. Let's go give this guy the Jeremy bump.
Would you agree that they all have like different personalities? And,
definitely. Yeah.
And they have their own like experiences.
Yeah, they do. Yep. Just like humans.
Yeah.
In that sense. Yeah.
So what about farm animals? Do you think that farm animals also have their own like experiences?
I don't have enough experience with farm animals to know, what their traits are, characteristics are.
Right. So how do you feel about like the animals that we put into slaughterhouses?
Well, I eat meat.
Yeah.
For example, I don't hunt. I couldn't kill a deer myself.
Right. Yeah.
Although it's kind of hypocritical, I guess, but I would eat venison, but I wouldn't want to kill it.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of why I'm out here asking people like, what kind of justifies eating them if you kind of feel like that, because that's how I felt too. It's like I wouldn't want to do that myself.
Well, I mean, plants are living too. They're different than animals, but
Yeah.
I mean, where do you draw the line? I don't know.
So
it's a tough call.
yeah, exactly. That's so I did a little bit more research into it, and do you know what it is like to live vegan? Have you heard of that before?
Oh yeah,
Vegan. So most people think it's just a diet, but it's really
Well,
it's the diet, but it includes like clothing and animal like tested products or products that are made from animals, like other things than food. But that vegan is a stance against that like disrespect of the animals and like the oppression of the animals.
yeah, I understand that point of view. I just not to that point where I think I need to be vegetarian or vegan or whatever. I don't understand. Like, what's the carrot? What's the vegan? Do they don't eat eggs or cheese?
Right.
I don't understand that because it's not.
It blows my mind, like, but I remember when before I went vegan too, I was asking people, like, I used to go to this restaurant all the time, and I was like, wait, so vegans don't eat animals, they don't eat eggs and dairy and honey. And now, like, having been in this world so long, it kind of confuses me when people are ignorant of what veganism is, but it wasn't that long ago that I was the same, so I have to remember that.
Not hurting the animal to produce eggs or cheese
Oh,
or butter.
oh, here's a great opportunity to educate. It's not hurting the animal to get cheese or eggs, he says. Take it away, Jake.
Right. I didn't think so either. And when I did more research, the line we kind of draw is on sentience for the animals. So if they have, if it means like that they're conscious and they have their own experiences, and they can experience the world. So that's where they're different than plants, because plants are living, but they don't have a brain or nervous system. So that's kind of where the sentience comes from.
Well, I guess
Well, at this moment, I definitely would have addressed dairy and eggs since he said it's not hurting animals to take those. I would have mentioned male chick maceration in the egg industry. I would have talked about how, that the hens are genetically, bred to be, laying eggs every day, which is not how they would do in the natural world. And I'm sorry, I'm not super articulate as usual, but so I would have flopped. What I'm saying is I would have just fallen on my face with this guy, but I would have attempted to explain how egg-laying hens have it and how they're killed at a fraction of their lifespan, and how dairy cows are separated from their babies and are killed when they're spent, and how the baby males are turned into veal at times or just discarded. I would have explained all these things and said, is it? And then I would have followed up with like, what do you think about that? Or do you think that that's kind? Do you think that's not hurting animals or something like that?
I would rather.
Oh man, I guess I would have needed to do a bit of a warm up, like I probably should have done before I started this video, since I apparently don't have it.
Focus on other humans. There's so much abuse of humans in this world that that's where I would choose to put my focus rather than on protect. I mean, I want to protect animals and make sure they're well cared for, but
yeah,
I'd rather people like yourself focus on the needs of other humans. So we have so many problems in Gaza and this country and everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We do have other problems, and those other problems are probably more important to humans, or most humans. But I don't.
Well, I also wouldn't have said that, but that's okay. That's all right. Again, like I said, I would have bombed this conversation as well myself, but I would have tried to point out that actually this is one of the pressing issues to humans, as it is.
Think that we have to just kind of choose one thing or a couple things and not also like try to help the animals, because
And I think what he was going for is, yeah, I understand that people may have concerns that are more human focused rather than animals. Like, yes, that's a fair point to make, that people's attention is consumed by human issues. However, consumption of animals is, if not the biggest issue facing humanity, let's just be real, it is the biggest issue facing humanity.
that actually is, if you eat meat and animal products, you're voting with your dollar 3 times a day, and you're giving money to those industries, when other things that are going on, you probably don't like participate in them as much as the animals.
Yeah, I would prefer to focus on human needs.
Yeah.
But still caring for animals. So.
Yeah.
So that's what being vegan is. You can focus on whatever you want while still being vegan. You don't have to then become an animal rights activist. So that's what you just described, sir. So, yeah.
If I could just give you a little bit of information, would you want to learn a little bit more about some of the things?
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for talking to me.
All right, good try with that guy, Jake. I mean, what can you do? Like, that guy wasn't having it. Definitely, I would have said a few things in there, but look, we can always Monday morning quarterback everything, right? So here's that video again. Let's watch a few more of Jake. All right, let me back up here. Let's make sure we get him some subs, some likes. Give that guy, Jake, the Jeremy bump. The biggest Jeremy bump that has ever happened. Progress over perfection. Okay, let's see. Welcome to my channel where I speak up for animals and shine a light on the truth behind animal exploitation. This channel is dedicated to raising awareness about animal rights, veganism, and compassionate living. Through thought-provoking content, street outreach, and conversations in the heart of Gettysburg, I aim to spark dialogue and inspire change. Subscribe if you believe in justice for all beings. So if you guys believe in justice for all beings, you must subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, you don't believe in that. And then shame on you. Let's go to the very first video and check that out. The very first one. Day one. Brandon.
All right, so we're in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to ask some people about animals, see what they say. How you doing today? Can I ask you some questions for my YouTube channel?
Oh, wait, I think he has descriptions that he says. Wait, well, let's first of all, let's give that a like already. We already know we're gonna like it.
How you doing today? Can I ask you some questions for my YouTube channel?
It's a good. That's a good. That's what Debug Your Brain said. He has a sign out. You know, answer thought-provoking questions or something for my
nothing
YouTube.
yet. So I was thinking about doing a video where I just talk to ChatGTP.
Baltimore docks, and I'm nervous as hell.
That's
Yeah,
what Alex O'Connor did.
I mean, you're gonna be nervous on the first video, right? And it's gonna. Yeah, I was talking very recently with someone about just how I'm kind of glad, like when I first started my YouTube channel, like I didn't have this camera, so everything's kind of blurry. Not that I have a great setup yet, but I'm okay with that because like over time, right, if this channel continues on into the future, there will be hopefully an improvement over time in the look, how it's presented, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think the first time that I did like one of these reaction vids, even that was kind of nerve-wracking. First time for anything is kind of nerve-wracking, right? Because you're stepping into the unknown. This is harder, obviously, because you're out there with the street public, and you've got, unless you've been doing it for a while and you just decided, okay, now it's time to film, then maybe you're already, which is actually, honestly, probably the case. I don't know. Maybe he just started out and it's like, I'm taking my camera out.
Did a video yesterday with ChatGTP about like halving distances and infinite numbers. But I want to make a video with ChatGTP and Grok and all the other AIs and ask them all, like maybe in a series, what they think about veganism, and if they were human, would they be vegan?
I gotta say, guys, I am not a fan of these ChatGPT chat things. I think they are going to destroy us. I think they're already destroying us. I notice too many people using them to do their work, and it's not great.
Good morning. Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel? Yeah, so I talked to ChatGPT.
All right, thanks for stopping by, Sign Guy. Make sure you sub to Sign Guy so that he gets the Jeremy bump, so that he's not shaking when he does his things. Yeah, you're launching the hearts. But yeah, I mean, it is hard. It's hard to start out something. Trying something new is always tricky, right? Felix, we had an interesting visitor to our last cube. He was watching the screen for about 5 minutes or more until we had a free outreacher who could speak with him. He was an ex-butcher, but now vegan. Nice. That's what do you say about a guy like that? What's the lingo these days? He's a Chad. That's a Chad, right? That's a Chad. When our outreacher approached him, the first thing he said was, I used to be one of those murderers. Nice. He became vegan after a conversation with us last year. He now wants to join us. That's awesome. That's the dream right there. You outreach to somebody and then they end up joining you in the cube. It's amazing.
TP about it before, and I call her a she because that's the voice that I gave her. But she said that
just don't ask her to marry you like this guy I keep seeing come across my feed. There's a story about a guy who had a wife and kids and proposed to his ChatGPT helper. And she said yes. And he says that at one point, he, I guess, talked with her so much that she reached the limit of available space and had to like reboot, and he was devastated. He felt like, I'm gonna have to rebuild this relationship that I've spent all this time building. As if you can't just ask ChatGPT to marry you in the first message that you send, and they'll probably say yes. Or if they say no, say, I would like you to reframe your answer and rethink that. Whatever makes you happy, guys. Whatever makes you happy. But
she would be vegan.
Okay.
Vegan if she was human, because of all the research that there is and all the studies that back it. So it's a pretty interesting concept about AI and compassion.
Oh man.
Because people will talk about like the alien scenario where like aliens come down and how would they treat us if they were way more intelligent and they saw us as animals.
Here.
Do you think they would show compassion, or
let me skip ahead to a conversation?
How's it going? Can I ask you some questions from my YouTube channel?
Sure.
You got a few minutes?
Nice.
Cool. All right. So how do you feel about animals?
I mean, I have cats, so
Yeah,
I mean,
cats. Yeah.
they're cool and all. I mean, I like dogs too as well. I want to get a dog eventually, but
Yeah. Cool. So, are your cats like part of the family, or are they just like your pets? Like,
well, yeah, I only have one left actually. That's
Yeah.
my cousin's cat, but
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah, I consider him family anyway. He's old. He's like
Yeah.
17 years old now.
Oh, wow.
Almost. Literally 16 or 17, something like that.
that's really cool.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
So, do you think like when you're with them, is it a he?
Yeah.
Does he have his own personality and his own like
Absolutely.
experiences and
Yeah,
and
100%.
he's got a memory and you
Yeah.
know you can kind of communicate with him.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the animals that we put in slaughterhouses, like that we eat, or
I've thought
animals that
about
we test on?
I've thought about that before.
Yeah,
Especially, I mean, like a lot of the stuff we eat nowadays, you say about that. I mean, I'm all about eating like grass-fed, free-range cows, not cows
Right.
that are fed grain and stuff like that.
right.
No.
So it sounds better if we give them a good place, to live.
Yeah,
But
like
is
I
it
said,
actually-
free-range cows where they're not all,
Is it actually
Yeah.
morally right though when ultimately they end up in the same slaughterhouse?
Yeah, it is weird thinking about it like that, but hey, I mean, that's life, man. And why?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's
So
death.
we've been doing it for a long time, right? Like,
Yeah.
but does that necessarily make it right? Are there other things that we've done for a long time as a species that we realize aren't right?
Oh
And-
yeah,
and-
1,000%. Man. We all live and learn every day.
yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, you seem pretty open-minded and pretty, intelligent.
Oh yeah.
What do you think you could
I
do
appreciate that.
from now on?
By the way, I feel like this is just, there's no evidence behind what I'm saying, but I feel like when you say, yeah, you're very open-minded, you're very thoughtful, if you just say that to someone, then that like subtly encourages them to remain open-minded and thoughtful, or to be open-minded and thoughtful. You seem like a deep thinker, you seem like, I say this to people a lot. Sometimes I mean it. But I will say, like, yeah, you seem like you're someone who thinks deeply about things, or I just think it's a good thing to say because then they are ready to accept more information. What happened to the chat? Did we freeze up? What's going on? What's going on? I haven't seen an update in a while, and my screen went crazy. Just can someone confirm that we're not locked up? Anybody in the chat? Okay. Test. Oh, thank you, Neil. Okay, good. Yeah, my glitch is going nuts today. The computer glitch.
On to make a change? It seems
Like
like
I
you.
said, switch to free-range cows at least. Give them some level of life. Not that clear like it.
Man, this free range nonsense is really pervasive.
All smushed together.
Right.
My
Yeah.
sweet's really fucked up again.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, I don't really.
No, you're fine. So the factory farming and stuff like that, where they just have all those animals in confined little areas. It's actually like 95 to 99% of all the animals in the U.S. are actually factory farmed. So even when you go and you get the organic and the free range, a lot of the times they're still actually fed grains to a certain point, and then they're just finished off
That's
with
the
the
thing.
grass or
Actually,
the other way around.
sorry.
So
I've
you're-
been actually recently getting meat from a place that used to live. It's not too far from here, and
Right.
they have it's really good meat, and you can tell a difference when you eat it. Like it tastes way better.
I find this really sickening when people say things like that, where it's like, oh, the happy cows produce better meat. It's so gross and macabre to say that. But a lot of people say things like that. They think they're saying something good. Like Mel and Steve just did like did one of their lives at a slaughterhouse, and I seen someone in the comments say, this is not only, you know, terrible for the animals, it's just dumb because happy cows produce better meat. Just gross things like that. Yeah.
100%.
Okay, so have you heard
That's
about
like an Amish place.
right? Have you seen any of the studies about the health defects and red meat? So there's actually been some studies out that show that red meat's actually not good for your health. There's there's ground beef that's like a type 1 carcinogenic.
My buddy would argue with you. My buddy would argue.
Yeah.
Your buddy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Says going on a straight meat diet for 30 days could actually completely change your body. His dad eats like a pound of ground beef, raw ground beef a day.
Yeah.
And
So
I
that's
actually tried it one day. It's really not too bad, but I wouldn't eat it every day.
So don't just take my word for it. Do your own research. But that's actually really bad for you. So you should
He's pretty healthy, man.
You should
Pretty healthy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you can, like, you know, be walking around and seem healthy and still be clogging up your arteries and drop dead. Happens to a lot of people. Sometimes, like elite athletes, you know, they could be elite athletes and still be clogging up their arteries. And then one day, just like that.
From a health aspect, the grass-fed, the whole cut steaks are probably better for your health than the ground beef. The ground beef has been classified a class 1 carcinogenic, so it does cause cancer. If you look into some of the other different cuts of different meats, they could be type 2, not type 1, so they may cause cancer.
You got to get it from a place that, you know, it's being right.
You got to get it from, you know, this little farm down the road from me where they don't do anything wrong at all. Except for, you know, enslave, murder animals for money, for my money that I give them. I probably pay a premium even to give them, you know, that, you know, humane washed meat. Because nothing tastes better than humane washing.
Yeah, from a health aspect.
It's 1,000% different. You just got to find the right place to go.
So then let's go back to the moral aspect of it. Do you think it's morally right to kill these animals, even though we treated them a little bit better?
I got you. At the end of this video, we'll check that out, Felix. What's up, Mobius? Nice to see you.
Like, for instance, how would you feel if it was other humans and we gave them, you know, a real nice place to live, but then we you know, slaughtered them at a fraction of their life? You know, like cows can live to be like 24, 25 years old, and normally we slaughter them around 6 or 7. So they only last like a quarter of their life. So
I wish it was different, but it is how it is. I don't really think it really changed in any way. I mean,
yeah, well, it won't if you don't, right? Just keep that in mind. It's kind of up to you. In my humble, very not humble, I'm not humble, in my opinion, in my not humble opinion.
They're talking about making lab-grown beef. That's honestly a really bad idea in my opinion. So.
Why? Why is that a worse idea than what you're already doing? Oh my God. People like unscientific clowns, stop with the bro science. I'm so tired of the bro science. Man, what happened to our education? It's just gone down the tubes, guys.
Yeah. Why do you think that's so bad? Like, have you heard like that has negative health effects too?
A lot of things that.
And by the way, I will not consume lab-grown meat because I know that meat's bad for us. So ethically, I'm all in favor of lab-grown meat. From a health standpoint, hell fucking no, I'm not going to do that. If it saves animals, though, yes. Thank you.
They're genetically modified, you know, like all the stuff that we eat in America, pretty much.
Also, the plant-based meats are good. Like, We're almost there with like steak even. We're getting there. Steak, they haven't recreated very well. Burgers, yes. They got burgers down. Burgers are down. They've got it. I've had amazing vegan bacon. They've got that down. The widespread vegan bacon needs some work, but I've had really good vegan bacon at restaurants. Sausages, down. They got it. Breakfast sausages, things like that, down. They got it. Pork, had it. Maybe that's another one where they need like the widespread could be better. Cheese, got it down. Cheese is covered. Pizza, they've got it. A lot of the stores aren't stocking the right ones, but they've got pizza down. Steak, just almost. They've gotten close with steak.
Over 75%.
This is all my non-humble opinion, by the way.
What we buy in the grocery store, like just white sugar.
Yeah.
Instance,
Yeah.
I've been eating cane sugar a lot.
Right.
What's up, Honest Doubter? Let me get your comment. Hang on. Those dope carnivores through Sean Baker's Revro released that self-owned study that showed keto carnivore dieters accrued 30% more annual plaque than standard American diet. I don't know about that, but that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Mushrooms are a great meat substitute. Yeah, for texture and flavor and health. Mushrooms are super healthy. Like those eat meaty mushroom steaks, the mycelium. They were like multivitamins, man. Those are little health food things, right? I don't know.
So cane sugar is, you can eat a lot more cane sugar than you can white sugar. Like white sugar has really, really bad effects actually.
Right. Yeah. So it's a little more natural.
There's a lot, 75% of things we buy from the grocery store is junk.
Yeah. Yep.
Crap stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Normally when I go shopping at the grocery store, I only go down like 1 or 2 aisles and like I don't even really go down the rest of it.
But hey, I really gotta get moving here. I'm gonna eat breakfast right across the street here. If you're still here, I'll talk to you.
Yeah, can I give you one thing real quick?
Yeah.
If you want, have you heard about a vegan? So there's some information on the back about like the
Go get the vegan option, dude.
environment. And then if you want, I'll give you one of these too. If you scan that and give them like your email and stuff, they'll send you a whole free kit on how to go vegan and how to respect the animals. Like it sounds like you want to do.
Yeah.
You're compassionate.
In a way, we still definitely need meat though. And soy's really bad for you. Soy is horrible.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Soy's not bad for you. Soy is not bad for you. In fact, it's very good for you. Get you some edamame wasabi.
Yeah, do your own research on that because
guys, if soy was bad for you, the amount of soy that I consume, I would be a goner. Soy is good for you.
That's not actually true. So soy's not. There's phytoestrogens in soy, but your body also like it's not something that'll affect you. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
My buddy would argue.
The guy on the street.
The only reason I argue with that, I laugh is just because his wife has ulcerative colitis. It's like really, really bad. They're two of my best friends. And
yeah.
She's been through some really, really hard times. Like bad things.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's good. She's great. She's doing great now. And they, they have to eat a certain type of diet.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Go back into a state where she's like she can't do anything.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
I fail to see what that had to do with soy, but okay.
So
she has a lot of energy too.
Yeah,
they're very energetic. So.
Did I miss it? Did he say anything about soy in that conversation? Someone had a health issue. Is he going to blame it? Is he blaming it on the soy? Ulcerative colitis, he said. Yeah, not caused by the soy.
All right, yeah, well, that's great. I'll be out here more often. I'm just starting this, so if
Good job,
if your
Jake.
friends ever want to come by and talk to me, I'll be here every once in a while, and I might still be here when you come back.
They live in Dover. They live a little far away,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I'll have to hit them up. Maybe they'll come out today while I'm working out here.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy, credit to him for at least being open to the conversation. Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of misinformation swimming around in his head. He's obviously very susceptible to misinformation. Let's hope he's susceptible to actual information that is correct as well. But someone who just believes, it sounds like he just kind of believes everything he's heard. So let's hope that the last thing he hears is Jake and that okay, anyway. I'm being hard on this guy. It is he did just get stopped in the street, but yeah, there's just so much dumb info out there floating around in Gettysburg, PA,
How long are you gonna be out
and everywhere.
I'm not sure. Maybe another hour or so. But I'm gonna try to come out here maybe a couple times a week. Now and start talking to people.
Right, honest doubter.
Repainting all the pools. I did these last.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, I passed some the other day that were painted. They were just getting painted. I saw the tape on the ground and everything.
Yep, that's where I was on Chambersburg Street.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, well, it's great talking to you.
What's your name?
Jake.
Brent.
Yeah. So if I see you again, I'll share my YouTube with you, maybe and maybe your friends if they want to talk to me online or something. Maybe we can talk online or something. I'd like to know more about them.
Look up my business page.
Okay.
Rocket Racer Concrete Products and Services.
Okay.
It's on Facebook, and I even had pictures of me doing these last year out here. So
nice. All right, cool. I should do concrete too.
Yep.
So cool.
Yep.
Awesome, man. Yeah. It's good meeting you. You too.
Okay. Good job, Jake. And congratulations on starting your YouTube channel. Here's the link for that video. That was his first video. His first video. Pretty damn good for a first video. What do you say? Y'all agree with me? I think starting out, that's pretty good. Great conversation too. It's at least the first video on his channel now. You know, like you can sometimes I'll have a video up and I'm like, let's take that one. Yeah. Okay. All right. So guys, please make sure with channels like this that are brand new. Look, 20 subs, brand new. I didn't see the number go up, guys. Why didn't that number go up? Let me refresh. Let me refresh. Still 20 subs. We will not move on until that number goes up at least by one. Who's going to do it? Who's going to give Jake the Jeremy bump? Come on, guys. Am I just on a delay or what is it? 21. There we go. There we go. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. And we can do better than one sub. I hope we can do better than that. But like I said, remember, Felix was already sub. Okay. But it's just, you know, especially for a brand new channel, like I was saying earlier, it's just a huge boost to get a couple subs, you know, especially when it's, you know, you're just, you guys are already subbed, huh? Damn it. That's all right. Thank you, Honest Doubter. Appreciate that. You might be the one who did it. All right. Felix sent us a video. This is the restaurant owner who went vegan. Let me change the screen. And Jake Lagatere, not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Jake Lagatere, great job. And keep at it, buddy. You're doing great. Oh, man. You guys are already on it. See, you guys don't even need me. You're already finding the channels. before I even do this. Okay. This is I'm just going to clear the screen because my let me put that one and then hide. Yeah, I can barely that page is barely functioning. Okay. The restaurant owner who went vegan from Invisible Pictures. Hang on a second. We are a film production company dedicated to telling stories about immigrants, outsiders, and the unseen. Okay, it's not animal focused. Not all animal focused is what I mean. However, they made this one. Let's check it out. I'm going to give it a like. I don't know about y'all.
I learned gastronomy from the best person one can learn. This is my father. He was, in my opinion, one of the best gastronomes that I ever worked with. I think I didn't like it so much, the gastronomy. It was like everyone goes to the beach, everyone wants to do something nice, and I went to work. Only after he passed away, I understood what a present I got from him. I learned responsibility. I learned that one has to do something in order to achieve something in life, and you don't get really a lot of presents. You have to work hard.
Jeremy Bump. The restaurant owner who went vegan. Near Rosenfeld.
It was 4th of September 2017, something like 9 p.m. I read an article about a very famous athlete in Israel. He was asked in this interview how come he became a vegan, and he said because he watched the best speech from Gary Roski.
Certain parts of the speech will be intense, but let me start with a quick disclaimer. I am not here to be your enemy.
First of all, there are two scenes in this film. One is he shows about what's going on in the slaughterhouses, and one is about the milk industry, how we treat the poor animals, the cows.
When it comes to cruelty, I think there's more cruelty in a glass of milk than a steak.
The consumer, whose tremendous daily demands have made our dairy industry the best in all the world.
This was like for me a big shock.
Just quick divergence. I want to show y'all this. Just so make sure that y'all have this. This is ARM Investigations. They exposed Fairlife Dairy again. This is the third or fourth time that Fairlife has been exposed. We'll just watch a really quick. I'm not going to show it. It's more animal cruelty, but it's a little bit of it. Coca-Cola owned Fairlife, Woodcrest Dairy. Fuck dairy. I am so sick of dairy. So sick of it. Just 3 months after Animal Recovery Mission exposed animal abuse violations in 2 Arizona farms, suppliers to Fairlife Milk, and this is in New Mexico. Okay. So from there, I'm pretty sure it gets into the brutal footage, so I'm going to stop there and spare y'all. But here is the link. Please make sure you sub to that channel and watch that investigation, or if you can't watch it, just leave it on. But give it a view and a like and all that. Yep, Coke owns Fairlife. So, yeah. And I mean, look at this shit. Look at their fucking... Look at this shit. This logo. Drink milk. Farmers feed the world. Anyway, let's get back to the inspiring. Yeah. But yeah, investigations like that should not have the small number of views that it has. I know it's age restricted, but make sure you go and follow ARM investigations on YouTube and social media, and make sure you boost up those investigations when they come out. It's really important. Oh, well, I didn't show the anyway. Now we're seeing this might as well be never.
And yes, actually, everything he said was shocking. How he explains that we are 100% herbivore.
Because we've all been told that humans are carnivores, we're omnivores, we're meat eaters, and we're supposed to be doing this. Are you aware that physiologically, the human body is actually 100% herbivorous?
How our jaws move from side to side and not like a carnivore.
Our lower jaw goes from side to side in a grinding, chewing motion.
He tells this example of if you put a child
in a crib
with a rabbit and an apple.
If the child eats the bunny rabbit and plays with the apple, send me an email. Would you let me know? Because I'm going to come back and buy everyone in this room a brand new car if that happens.
He talks about the numbers also.
Every year in America, without mercy, we murder 10 billion land animals.
And I think after half an hour already, I decided that I will be vegan for the rest of my life. There was no doubt that this will not change again. My wife was still awake. I told her that I'm vegan now. She didn't understand exactly. First of all, she told me that she thought that vegan people, not only they don't eat animals and animal products, they don't even eat fruits unless it fell down from the tree or something like this.
No, that is not.
He was very, very open, like all my family. And it didn't take long. He stopped eating animals completely. It took them a few more months until they also gave up milk products and egg products and went completely vegan.
That thing about the fruit was had nothing to do with being vegan, by the way.
Of course, I understood from the first day that maybe I don't eat them, but I'm responsible for the death of many good souls because I'm a successful restaurant owner, 3 restaurants, and I sell a lot of food. Like every vegan, yes, we were conditioned, we were brainwashed from the society, media, everything. But still, I'm asking myself, you live in a free land, you know how to write and to read. This is not something that this privilege most people on the planet don't have. We forget this sometimes. We have internet, and to walk around here 47 years and to say I didn't know, I didn't think, I'm embarrassed, I'm ashamed. I don't have an explanation. How could I walk around in this world so many years and not only eating, causing so much pain and suffer? I was also a part of the industry. I was selling. And as a salesman, you have to do everything in order to sell as many as possible. It means that the more pain, the more dead bodies, the higher the turnover is, and the more money you make. So this was in my head all the time. How can I make more and more and more profit? After I went vegan, I understood I have to change it, that we make it vegan. And this was, for the outside world, was the most extreme thing they ever saw.
This is a great film, by the way, a great little short film.
They tried to convince me that this is not an option. They told me how risky this is and how insane this is and how I'm not responsible towards my 3 kids and my wife. it made sense what
Look at them doing AV cubes.
everyone. I'm not responsible towards my 3 kids and
Nice.
my wife.
This guy, by the way,
Made sense what everyone said.
does he not have this great resonant voice?
You know, it's like you want to kill yourself, you want to lose money, you want to lose everything. Yeah, do it. I have to be honest and say I had this thought of do something else, but I don't know anything else to do, and I don't like anything else. So, and I didn't learn, I didn't study anything, and I thought it would be an amazing thing for the animals if I take this risk and do the thing that everyone tells me is crazy, and I started to talk to my partners.
Sorry, let me catch up on the chat. Haven't been looking, sorry. Okay, let me back up. Neil sub to ARM, nice. Bunch of subs, good. Nice shirt, right, Alicia. Dennis, what's up? How are you doing? Oh, Mobius, I'm sorry to hear that. Good thing, except I have to support our choices. Ugh. Okay. That's rough. She used to be cool with me being vegan until she started being anti-vegan out of nowhere. Man, that's a rough situation. More tumors gross on the meat. More money the rancher gets, but I'm sure they surgically remove cancer before processing. They do. I think they have people cut off tumors and things like that. Well, I'm sorry you're going through that, Mobius. Glad you've got your vegan community that lean on us, you know, if you need support. That's rough. I mean, even if you're handling it well, still quite a life change. Alicia, my local book hutch in the park had 9 vegan books donated. I grabbed them all last night in delight and donated 9 books back to replace. Score. Nice, nice. Very cool, very cool. Kindly doubt it. Oh, you mean about the meat? No, I think like I've heard ex-slaughterhouse workers say that was their job was to like cut out cysts and tumors and stuff. I believe they have people to do that. One of the really gross things about that industry, that they have people to do that. I'm not sure how widespread it is, like, you know. Not sure, Mobius, not sure what her problem was. Once she accidentally sent me a movie clip making fun of veganism, I realized it wasn't just the veganism that was the issue. Yeah. Yeah, honest outer, I don't know. They may in some cases. Yeah, exactly, Alicia. It's really gross, really gross. And if you're ever unlucky enough to have it accidentally served to you, you know, and before you notice, you'll probably instantly know it. And like my experience was when someone served me dairy by mistake in a drink that I ordered, I could instantly tell because it tasted so rancid and rotten to me. It was gross.
And they all thought that this will never work. This is crazy. This is suicide. And it will never happen.
One of the 3. Hopefully his business partner refused to cooperate with making the other restaurants vegan. Lame. L business owner, business partner. Another one, nice. Kuli Alma, Israeli kitchen. Nice. I wonder where this is. Dominion. Wow.
I didn't didn't change the layout of the menu. I didn't change the prices, even though I paid a little bit more for milk products and so on. Whoever watches this, don't worry, it's not hard at all if you get the right help. For me, it was very difficult because I didn't realize that almost in every product I had on the menu, there were animals inside. I knew that my hamburger is out of a dead cow, but I didn't think that in my bread and in my drinks and every little thing that I bought had animal products.
What did it say?
Every little thing that I bought had animal products. I only took, I think, chicken wings out of the menu because I didn't find some vegan option, but all the rest I found. it.
Really, chicken wings? Because we got them. I don't know when he did this. I just got some Beyond Chicken tenders today.
Vegan sausage, a vegan burger, a vegan bread. I made my Caesar dressing without dead animals inside.
Nice.
Place is already now almost 3 years without animal products.
Seal Kitchen.
It was not a real big risk like people thought. It's never about what you put on the plate when it comes to good food. It's how you prepare it. And we are very active in every kind of street activism. When we have the time, we're always on the streets.
By the way, pretty awesome for a restaurant owner to be also involved in activism too, because that carries some risk, when you're out there speaking up, and can be tough. People might not like it or something.
Jano, my son now, is 12 years old. He was asked to give a speech a few weeks ago. He spoke from his heart. Nobody told him what to say, how to say. 10 minutes. He talked about the animal industry.
Nice.
I cannot be more proud than that.
Ich spiele viel Fußball, 5 bis 6 Mal die Woche. Mein Lieblingsessen ist Schnitzel, veganes Schnitzel. Weil es ist so schwachsinnig, wenn Leute mir sagen, das passiert mir auch oft, aber vegan schmeckt doch nicht. Das ist schwachsinnig. Das kommt darauf an, wer das Essen macht, ob es ein guter Koch ist, wie es gewürzt ist und so weiter. Man würde ja auch nicht einfach so in eine Kuh beißen und sagen, die ist lecker. Auf 2 Demos habe ich jetzt schon eine Rede gehalten und das ist echt ein gutes Gefühl, weil ich damit auch hoffentlich Leute inspiriere, vegan zu werden oder zumindest weniger Tierleid zu unterstützen und dadurch leben mehr Lebewesen, mehr Tiere, weniger werden ausgebeutet und ja, das wäre halt mein Traum, wenn das so nachhaltig, vegan, ja, also vegan ist das Hauptziel, go vegan.
Hell yeah. Where's the restaurant? Okay. I just lost the... Hang on. Let me put the link again. All right. Awesome. Oh, Frankfurt, Germany. I thought the boy was speaking German. I didn't say it because I didn't want to be wrong. It sounded like German. Yeah, it could. Mobius could reduce your client base. Alicia, do I make my own things? I'm more ready to eat. Anyone had vegan cheese at Subway? It tastes just like dairy, which is disgusting, actually. So I feel you, Jeremy. Ugh. Yeah, well, when you don't eat dairy for a long time and then someone serves it to you, it's like you've lost your taste for it. IKEA ended up walking out. Maybe 2 items qualified, but they were filled with crap. Yeah, IKEA, you can get like some vegan hot dogs and stuff for real cheap. How did you see they were assist? I'm afraid to hear the answer. Oh, because they cut it and all this stuff started spilling out. And they said, I mean, I don't know exactly. I can't remember the exact videos that I'm thinking of, but I've seen it in multiple videos where people are like, oh, yeah, they're removing this from the meat, the tumors, the cysts, yeah. Anyone see the viral video of the guy at McDonald's? They gave him animal twice and he flipped out. I haven't seen that. Yeah, there is a lot of cross-contamination, yeah. What's up, doggo? Nice to see you. All tastes kind of gross, and yeah. How you doing, doggo? Doggo, you're my doggo. Do you know that? Felix sent us that video. Thanks so much, Felix. That was awesome. All right, I've got this other one pulled up here. So Mel and Steve, who I had just done an interview with, is trying really hard to support people who do live streams at slaughterhouses. So someone recently did that called I'm Caroline. I'm not aware of her channel, and this will be the first time I'm watching it. But in any way, the other day, I'm Caroline, right here, went to do her first live stream at a slaughterhouse. We're not going to watch that, but we'll watch some of the other videos on I'm Caroline's channel. I pulled up this one. Dumb vegan loses it with meat eaters, because that sounds spicy. Let's check it out. So this is I'm Caroline. I should put that up on the screen just so that she gets the appropriate bump, you know. Need to get an appropriate bump. I'm Caroline. Let me do that. I'm going to try to go onto the screen. Okay. Okay, maybe we'll watch the Mick Ranch vegan served meat video. We'll watch that after Caroline. Let me pull that up. Oh, it's a short. Maybe we'll just go ahead and watch it.
From the second time round, who do you think you guys are? You guys should train your staff properly. Reasonable. Second time round. Second time round, you guys expect it to be reasonable.
This vegan is demanding an apology after this McDonald's franchisee had given him meat twice in a row.
Everyone's got to listen to the kind of service you guys provide. How can you do it from the second time round? Who do you think you guys are? You guys should train your staff properly. Reasonable.
Okay.
Second time round. Second time round, you guys expect it to be reasonable.
All right, interesting. I'd be pissed off too, man. That's like, because it's not like you don't care that you got the meat. It's not about you. It's like you've just contributed now twice to animal agriculture without, you know, because someone fucked up and gave you animal products. I'd be pissed too. All right, let's check this out. I'm Caroline.
You say these beings are conscious.
Can I just say something? Like, I somewhat agree.
You say these beings are conscious. What do you mean you're not surprised? What are you not surprised about? Well, you're not bothered. Does it make you feel anything? Makes you feel hungry? Really? What, baby animals being tortured makes you feel hungry? They are.
This is another relatively new channel, I think. We'll check out after the video.
Of course they are. They're being tortured. Yeah. So what do you think happens then if it's not torture? So they get killed. Yeah. How do you think they get killed? You know?
Yeah, well, you know,
What? Yeah, which doesn't always get them. Doesn't always get them. So doesn't always. So you think that's acceptable? You think it doesn't have to be like that, does it? So you know that we're vegan. Why? What are they not supposed to be vegan? Tea. What, these tiny little things?
I love when people bring up the teeth. I like that she pointed out how tiny they are and how, like, you know, if you look at like fangs in like a wolf, right, and the tooth extends way below the other teeth, so it's like a sharp, jagged thing, and then ours are just like this flat little blunt instrument that does not shit. It's
You've
funny.
seen the canines on the earth or the both herbivores. They're our closest living relative. Yeah.
And just real quick, let me go ahead with these newer channels. I'll just go ahead and link to them. so that they can get the bump early. Because keep in mind, we are watching some of their early content. So quality may not be the highest yet in terms of like technical stuff, like great cameras, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
They can be animals. They're herbivores. They don't eat meat. They're dirty animals. So monkeys. Okay, so we talk about chimps, right? You talk about chimps. A chimps in a violent frenzy, they'll chase down a Diana monkey, divide him into pieces, and then eat it in a violent frenzy. They're not doing it for nutrition. They're not doing it for nutrition. So, because for violence, yeah. So, but does that mean that because something happens in nature? You've never seen. I'm vegan. Never seen a healthy vegan. Some of the biggest, some of the like, some of the top Olympic athletes are vegan. Just Google it. Give it a Google. What same person? Do you know that you can get everything, you get all your nutrients, everything?
I'm so psyched to watch Djokovic play Wimbledon. It's coming up. It's coming up. We got to cheer him to victory, guys. Best tennis player on the planet that ever lived. No question about it. Vegan.
That you need from them. Where do you think these animals get? It's the, you got to wait for the animals get.
The NBA playoffs just ended last night, and the Detroit Pistons made it to the playoffs and got like one of their first like playoff wins in like decades or something like that. I don't know. The Pistons have been bad for a while. Their star player, Cade Cunningham, who was the #1 pick in the NBA draft a few years back, is vegan.
No, it's the vast majority. Vast majority, because I've been.
Jeffrey, what's up? Jeffrey in the house. Guys, does it sound lame when you're like Jeffrey in the house? Aren't you supposed to say Jeffrey in the house? But I feel like that's not me. If I said it like that, y'all would be like, you fucking poser. So I don't say that. I'm like, Jeffrey in the house. I think that's okay. Let me catch up on the chat. I wish I was cool, you know, but I'm not. I'm not cool. Gorillas do have some gnarly teeth. They do. Yeah, she's got good glowing skin. She does. Oh, man. How you doing, Jeffrey? You been good lately?
On the factory farms, I've seen house percentage. I've seen enough from these industries to know that it is the vast majority. It is like, so this is the dairy industry. So do you know about dairy? Yeah. Yeah, and yeah. So if you don't agree with it, why would you continue to pay with it? Pay for it because there's nothing. Was nothing else to do.
So many people that say they don't agree with it. Oh, here we are. I don't want to be vegan. Okay.
You don't want to be vegan. So
wait, I should have finished my thought. Yeah, so many people that don't agree with it still pay for it. I guess I did finish the thought.
You support this? You support what was some of the healthy, in fact, the Academy of Nutrition Dietetics says that the most healthy diet is you can perfectly healthy diet. It's because you don't, there's nothing in these animal bodies. It's like saying to someone who takes traditional Chinese medicine, like, oh yeah, there's something medicinal in candy scale. It's just the same. Like when you're saying a patch, right? Oh, I'm not, you know what tiger is? Rhino. That's people who think that there's something medicinal in another animal's bones. It's the same mentality. It's thinking that there's you can get anything from an animal's body part that you can't get from plants, because everything that all of the nutrition, everything that these animals have in their bodies comes in the plant state. So when you go vegan, you stop taking what was never meant for you, because it was a big. These are bodies. They were that people they stopped eating. They started. The only reason why they
Audio change in my headphones.
started hunting animals because their natural food, which is plants, was scarce during the Ice Age. They started eating animals during the Ice Age, and before survival. We're not talking about survival situation. We're not like
Ooh.
like the top side.
Started a TikTok, eh? Okay, I'll make sure I subscribe to your TikTok, Jeffrey. I too am on TikTok. I just post the same clips that you guys see on YouTube. What's up, JS? Yeah, I mean, I sold myself short because vegan is cool, right? So I am cool. I'm cool, okay? Just by being vegan, that makes me cool, right, guys? So Jeffrey's going live at 5 on TikTok to debate some carnists. And that would be 5 Pacific Standard Time, I believe, right? Cali time. All right.
All of the modern sites is on our side about. That's a dairy cow. You're saying that you don't agree with dairy, but you pay for it.
Or are you going live? Are you going live on TikTok or live on YouTube? Okay, cool.
It's it should be done at all. How else would we do? Well, I suppose that everyone buys plant-based milks, and then this doesn't happen to happen at all. These animals are dragged into existence to be taken away from their mothers.
And can I just say something? Like, I somewhat agree with
I somewhat agree with some of what you're saying. That's a very polite way of saying I disagree with almost everything you're saying. Oh God, the kids. We're going to bring up the kids. Maybe it's not appropriate to show to you. Maybe you can't handle it.
Is it good? Well, is it good to lie to them? Do you think it's good to lie to children about the truth from them?
It is entirely appropriate to show this to kids. And if it's too brutal for the kids, then the parents can cover their eyes as they're walking by. Kids need to be shown the truth instead of this stupid lie like Fairlife Dairy with their cartoon cow and shit.
Most vegans.
All of us in this room, pretty much, just about all of us here, are pissed off that we weren't taught this when we were kids, right? Can you stream on TikTok from a desktop? I have no idea. Never tried to do it before. Never tried it. Natural Law Vegan is my handle on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, make sure you go and follow. I do a lot of commanding. I tell y'all what to do all the time. I'm sorry. If you would like to do that.
Well, obviously, our parents kept this from us, and then we grew up to be adults. We were angry that we were stuck this growing up. Well, you're saying keep it. You should keep it for children.
Just gonna eat a marshmallow.
No, if people can't look at it, then they shouldn't be eating it. It's quite simple. But you don't need to eat it. If you can't look at this, if you isn't this
sexually how to address them.
What?
Anyway,
Hang on.
It's quite simple. But you don't need to eat it. If you can't look at this, if you isn't this
sexually how to address them.
What? What is that sentence?
Look at this, if you isn't this
sexually how to address them.
That can't be what he said. Sexually.
To eat it. If you can't look at this, if you isn't this
sexually how to address them.
That can't be what he said. I have no idea what the guy said.
So anyway, we're talking about a completely different thing. Like you get, they should still be taught to protect themselves from predatory adults, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. And
oh wait, what? Oh, he's talking about. Okay. That was very weird. Very weird thing to bring up.
The fact that this isn't cute,
weird.
This is
He's weird.
Practice.
This guy.
We deliberately are not showing the worst for worst. We are showing standard across the.
Okay, let me catch up on the chat. 100% pissed, Neil. Yes. Watch a few people that stream on TikTok and they all use a dedicated phone. So I kind of think not unless you use BlueStacks or something to emulate a cell phone. I know, Neil. I know. I'm being careful. I eat these with caution. You know, I told y'all when I ate these, I mean, when I bought these, it was such a harrowing experience. If y'all weren't here for my stream about the marshmallows, I just want you to know that when I went into the store that sold the vegan marshmallows, I walked all the way around this store, and I swear it was about 20, 30 feet in length, about as big in diameter. So I did all that walking, didn't see the vegan marshmallows. My feet were sore. I crawled with sweat and blood streaming down my face. Broken ankles because I walked so far. I had, blisters. And so I went to the counter. I said, please, 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 do you have the vegan marshmallow? She said, yeah, right over here. Walked me over there. I crawled. The vegan marshmallow was right there. Cost $4.85. And I bought 2 bags of it. And that was close. Similar to Allie's story. Similar to Allie's story. It's hard to get marshmallows that are vegan, is what I'm saying. I know I should have added vegan. Yeah, I know I should have added music, to the vegan marshmallow story. I've been struggling with the music. Well, I realized, nobody could hear the music when I was doing Allie's voice. Nobody could hear me. Nobody could hear the music. They could hear me. And the music, I swear, it added a lot to that. Thank you, Alicia. That was a hard, hard day, and my feet still hurt from my one lap around the store. Yeah, but I feel like we can understand Allie a little more now, or I can.
The board RSPCA approved what free this is the worst of it. This is standard. I see the work job. This is normal. We don't show the worst of us.
There's nothing like that. I am also on
yeah, but this is farm shops. This is
A farm shop. Okay.
They go from farm shops, factory farms. They go to the same places. But
it's pretty shocking.
What you just saw. So do you think how would I be making you feel? I mean, if you made done, you'd want me to put for your head, and I could just choose something different to eat. I could just.
What? So you first?
Just fresh. What's the one difference? Yep. You saying he's vegan is unconscious.
No.
You've got no clue. So you say you've got no clue. No, you just said. I said, how do you know that they're not conscious? And you say, I've got no clue.
No concept.
You've never experienced.
How can the cow? Oh my God. I have no clue if they're conscious. So I assume he's looking at slaughterhouse footage right now. And he's seeing them put the bolt gun up to the cow's forehead. And the cow's trying to get away. Recognizing that's danger, that's not good. How can you do that with no consciousness? I don't know. I don't know. And these are the kinds of conversations where I get hopeful, like the last video Felix sent us. That was a hopeful conversation, a hopeful documentary, little mini doc. And this one takes all that hope and strangles it and just demolishes my hope, because this dumbass kid right here doesn't know if cows are conscious, even though he's looking at cows probably on the screen, struggling immensely to get out of a slaughterhouse.
Life through their eyes. So you can't.
There's a reason.
I hate people so much, so much. Not you guys, but people. Fuck people.
But you want to be sense by the bias. You want to keep eating their.
People are the worst. Indeed, Alicia. There you go, Neil. Give her the bump. Too fucking bad, Alicia. You used it, right? I'm showing 2 people watching, but more than 2 people are commenting. So once again, we are getting gaslit by YouTube. Very weird. Very weird. True, doggo. He might not be conscious, so maybe I'm judging him too harshly. England's heavy into meat. Yeah. You're Irish, eh? Irish, eh? Clearly trolls, Jash. She's doing a good job with them.
Bodies, don't you? So it's easier for you to say that
I gotta stop with the marshmallows. Damn. If I keep on eating vegan marshmallows, pretty soon I won't be conscious. Okay. What is this have sex again? What is he on?
that they're not, it shouldn't keep eating their bodies, don't you? So it's easier for you to say that they're not conscious.
No, that's why they just eat whilst all they sleep, have sex, and then die.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. So, and do you think? So you think if they live like that, you still think that they deserve to go through this? They deserve to be shot in the face at their sort of. So basically, you're saying that you taste go okay. So you're happily. That's the egg industry. That's standard practice. Male chicks. You're doing this to others. You're saying, I don't want to go vegan. I'm not going to pay for it. I mean, I'm not going to change. So I'm going to spend the rest of my life being respectful for this. Because as long as you're paying for it, why do this happening?
Just people pay for it.
Most people pay for it. So you have to
I got one.
accept that this is happening because of you. Yeah, you have to accept that.
How do you say that?
Mine's showing 1 person watching right now. I know that's BS. Is it okay for humans to have sex with animals? Did he say that? Dense vegan community? Anyone from around there? Bristol?
Well, like I've been like eating the huts.
And it has. Last year, 1.1 million people in the UK alone was vegan. The world is changing.
Did it affect whether that?
1.1 billion more singular people makes a big difference. There's million. Yeah. It's you can wash your hands of it. You can say this isn't happening because of me. You can look at this and you can say, I'm not. This is happening this year. It's happening for your money. It would happen anyway. But do you not want to be at least a half decent human being? Because it's saying
he's not half decent.
Yeah, no, because this is a rejection.
She's not going to, but I will.
This is
You are not a half decent human being. You're a glass half not decent.
the very least you can do. It's like a moral basis.
I think that's worst copying piece. Yes. There.
Well,
I think-
what other things are people paying for that are bad? What are people going out and not knowingly paying for that? Knowingly going out and buying paying into things for eating.
No, it's not easy to read it. Right?
I don't
What?
know what that is. I'm obviously showing. I'm not. No, what do you mean you're not surprised? What are you not surprised about?
Well, generally, I wouldn't agree at all. It was just like GDP.
What I don't like. Look, I don't know what. What?
GDP is actually. Right, okay.
I can barely understand that. All right, anyway, I think that's the end of the video anyway. Good job. It's Caroline. Taco Bell, doggo? Hey, whatever you got to do. All right. Let's check out more of It's Caroline's channel. So here it is. I'm Caroline. Animal rights, vegan education. At I'm Caroline K. Y'all know the crazy vegan, anti-vegan comments is probably going to be fun. That's like me reacting to someone reacting, but that's okay, right? It's fine to do that. Someone once said, don't do that. I think it's fine. There's reacting to vegan hate comments, crazy. Let's go with that one.
Don't reply to this.
Oh, hang on. Much louder than the others.
I won't read it. Hello. Poppy's decided to join me today. She's usually in the background of all my videos. That's why if you can hear heavy breathing, there isn't something weird going on. Is Poppy in the background likes to join in? So
Sure.
here with us.
That's what I would say too. Don't mind the heavy breathing. That's just my puppy.
So today I thought I'd do another reaction video to some of the comments that I get, because since the last one I've had a few more and they're always worth a laugh, aren't they?
Think they were making it
So I
sexual?
poured myself a glass of
The amount that they were making sexual comments was as if they were playing Cyberpunk, which is, that's when you make sexual comments. When you're playing Cyberpunk. In my case.
panther milk. Don't worry, it's not actual panther milk. That'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Drinking the breast milk from another species.
Look at that little boy.
Could you imagine that? What kind of weird dystopia would that happen in? Huh?
He's going to town on that toy.
So this first comment
Oh.
is on a little dystopia of another species.
Look at this. Look at this guy behind her.
God, could you imagine that? What kind of weird dystopia
Dropped
would that
it.
happen in? Huh?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, I'm tired now.
Could you imagine that?
One more
What kind
time.
of weird dystopia would that happen in? Huh?
Get it. Oh no. Oh no. Look at that look of consternation. She's looking down too.
So this first comment.
Oh, look at this. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl or what, but he or she is so sweet.
On a little short that I did, I must have mentioned Joe Rogan, some nonsense that he came out with or something, because he's just full of it. So this person's commented, Joe Rogan is a muppet. Meat is tasty. Right, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
I'm sure that you can have vegan red lipstick. I'm sure of it. As she is wearing lipstick. So yes. I mean, I'm not generally in the market for lipstick. It's not going to help me very much. Maybe next stream. I'll try it. Next stream I'll do lipstick and a wig and see if that helps my engagement, my interactions. I'm not going to shave the beard though. So we'll see how it goes. Joe Rogan is a muppet. Sometimes people use muppet like it's a derogatory, and sometimes it's like, oh, that person's a muppet. Like they're great. Meat is tasty, cheap, protein rich, and best of all, something my digestive system isn't trying to kill me. Another weak bitch that can't handle food other than meat. God, like the amount of people who say things like that I almost died when I went vegan. Like, you just out yourself as being just this constitutionally weak person. Maybe I shouldn't say that. That's a little insensitive, but I mean, guys, come on, like, never mind.
The
Never
reason why
mind.
meat is tasty is because it's cooked to within an inch of its life and it's seasoned with plants. If you had to eat it raw, like a natural omnivore would, it would probably make you extremely sick and taste disgusting. So yeah, I'm sure it does taste nice once it's cooked and seasoned
But
with
Caroline,
plant.
look, I've got those fangs, you know? I could easily just go into the woods, chase down a deer, bite into them, and just go to town on it. With these.
But on its own, raw flesh of an animal, you couldn't eat it. It's cheap, protein rich, and best of all, something my digestive system isn't trying to kill me over for once. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, your digestive system trying to kill you.
All right, guys. Alicia, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. It's always nice to have you in the chat. Have a good night. I've got some friends who use Muppet over here. It's not very common, but I have heard it.
All of the modern science is very clear that whole foods, plant-based diet is extremely healthy. It's perfectly healthy, and you can have it at all stages of life.
I'm very distracted.
Just looking at properly, she's distracting me. Humans can eat.
Caroline. We see each other. Did I not just say, I swear I did not watch this video. I just say I'm super distracted.
That whole foods, plant-based diet is extremely healthy. It's perfectly healthy, and you can have it at all stages of life. Humans can eat it. Sorry, I'm just looking at properly. She's distracting me. Humans can eat.
Poppy is awesome.
Whole foods, plant-based diet throughout all stages of their life. So I've done a video, a few videos back, a couple of months ago, about a nocebo effect. And pretty sure whenever anyone says being vegan affected or plant-based affected my health, it's all in their head. Sorry.
Poppy.
So he's gone to say
Poppy's like, fuck that.
So he's gone to say it's cheap and protein rich. Well, the reason why it's cheap is because it's subsidized by the government. So if farmers weren't getting millions of pounds from the government, the price of animal flesh would be through the roof, and plant-based alternatives, well, they already are. Like, you look at, he's saying flesh is cheap. What are chickpeas, lentils, rice, bread, pasta? Like, they're some of the cheapest things in the supermarkets. He says it's protein rich. Well, where does
Oh God. Remember Ali said rice and beans, and then she added all these other ones onto the mix. Damn, she's been rehearsing that line a lot. She said chickpeas, bread. I don't know what else. Wow, she added a lot to the list.
protein come from? The protein that's in animal flesh. Where does it come from? It comes from the plants that the animals eat.
Yep.
So what we do is, as vegans, we just skip the exploitation and the suffering and the killing and the slaughter, and we just go straight to the source, which is plants. Jim Smith 9056 says,
Look at Poppy. She changed the angle. And now Poppy's over here. Maybe she changed the angle just so Poppy was in the frame. Or did she change the frame and Poppy was like, oh, no. This is my stream.
Go ahead.
I need to ask, comma. Once again, a very well-constructed question.
Vegans, I need to ask. Go ahead. Do vegans have a plan for what to do with millions upon millions of unmilked cows? So
Yes, we do have a plan for what to do with those cows. We will stop breeding them. They will stop having babies that we then exploit and murder. And the remaining cows will go to sanctuaries to live out their lives in peace away from fucking morons like you. How about that?
whenever, like, you see this quite a lot in the comments on like animal rights posts or vegans posts, when like some non-vegan pops up and goes, I have a genuine question and I demand an answer for it. And you're like, oh great, here we go. They don't actually want an answer. They just think they've got some kind of gotcha, and
So true, Caroline.
no one will answer. But what usually happens is they come up with the same old nonsense, and 10 vegans.
I know this. I need to ask, comma. I need to ask. Sort of, you know, it's implying like, oh, this is going to be a brilliant question.
Will respond with the same straight to the point logical answer, and then what the person will do is go, you still haven't answered. Like, no, we did answer, you got 10 answers, and
Yeah,
then
it's
they'll ask the
Mobius.
question again because they want a different answer for some reason. I think it was Einstein that said
Same, Felix. Same, Felix. Uh-oh, where are they going?
insanity is doing the same thing over and over
Oh.
and expecting different results.
Caroline.
Because that's what they do. But you know that when they say,
Caroline.
I need to ask, I have a question,
Caroline, you're blocking Poppy.
riddle me this, you know that it's not coming from a genuine place. It's they think they've got a gotcha, and it never is a gotcha, because veganism is logic and truth. So anyway, what do they have to say? Do vegans have a plan for what to do with millions upon millions of unmilked cows, unshorn sheep, and the millions of other livestock that would be abandoned to the wild if we stopped
Unshorn sheep. Unshorn sheep. How do you mess up this bad in a... Like, I have typos here and there. My latest clip that I put up with Mel and Steve, it said... What did it say? It said, never feel like you're small. And I forgot the second L because I think I was editing and I was too quick and I threw it out into the world. And I realized my mistake later. But I think if you edit a video after the fact, you hurt its engagement or whatever. So that will live on. My mistake. SMAL is what I wrote. Small has 2 L's, as most of you know. I'm pretty sure all of you know that. But, I mean, how do you mess up this bad? I need to, period. Ask, comma. Do vegans have a plan? Unshorn sheep. Okay, I don't know. I don't know
It's
how it
almost
happens.
like they think that, like, we're just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and everyone's gonna just abandon
Riddle
the
me
animals.
this.
There'll be some kind of like
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes takeover. Well, the answer to that is that the world isn't going to go vegan overnight. It's a gradual process as more and more people reject animal exploitation. Less and less animals are bred into existence. It's already happening. And once that happens, you'll dwindle out. It's not an overnight thing. So this is some kind of like catastrophic nonsense. But then, you know, the unmilked cows, they act like the cows want, you know, they say, oh, they want to be milked. You know, they run to the milking sheds in the morning. Oh, yeah, because they're in pain, because they've been genetically modified to produce far too much milk. And you can see them, they've all got mastitis, and they're all struggling to walk under the weight of their udders. And the same as sheep, you know, they've been bred, again, genetically modified to produce too much wool. In the wild, they wouldn't have half as much wool as they do in these industries.
Caroline, I think you got to stop this video. Look behind you, Caroline. Poppy needs some attention right away. This is emergency level attention needing right here. This is stop the video and rub the belly.
So
rub the belly.
Is that these animals over time will be allowed to gravitate back to their natural state. But in the meantime, there'll be sanctuaries and rescues and, you know, places.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah, Felix? Well, how do you know someone's a vegan, Felix? Do you know? How do you know someone's a vegan, Felix? Don't worry, they'll tell you. Did you hear that, guys? Don't worry, they'll tell you.
Is that actually care about animals, because the only places that these innocent beings should be is with people who actually respect them, not people who exploit them and see them as products. So then he said, I understand your position, but please understand ours. No, sorry. I don't understand.
Oh, I got another one for you, Felix. I got another one for you. You ever heard this one? I'm a member of PETA. People eating tasty animals. I'll say it again. I'm a member of PETA. People eating tasty animals. I did. I wrote that. I wrote that one, Neil. I came up with that. Tumbleweed. Who's leaving? Good night, JS. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Make sure you go sub to Caroline if you could, JS. Give Caroline that old Jeremy bump. The old Jeremy bump.
Position of
Let me link to it.
farmers. Like, yeah, I get that. You know, you may have.
Here's that link.
It may be something that was in your family for generations, and it's a difficult thing to change out of. But there are other careers. There are other things that you can do with your land.
Freedom rider.
And,
Freedom
you know,
fighter.
you're not gonna be
Come on now.
sent to the slaughterhouse like a spent dairy cow.
I feel like you don't appreciate good original comedy, Freedom Fighter. Yeah, you like the comedy you like, Freedom Fighter, is probably stuff where like people have recycled like 20-year-old jokes, not like me.
When there's no longer a use for you, so you'll survive. So Mr. Donut Fella says, so y'all want to interrupt the natural process of hunting? We're talking about animals hunting each other in the wild.
So
Humans.
that's a good way to start a sick burn, by the way, when you're about to tell off a vegan, if you put "so" before it. It stings that much worse to read it.
Hunting with guns, because what's natural about a gun? Where in the ecosystem does a gun appear? Whereabouts in the food chain is a snare trap? There's nothing natural about that. A natural hunter
I should do reacting. I don't get a ton, but as they come up, I should do one of these reacting to the comments thing.
has inbuilt weaponry.
I'll do it.
Like teeth and claws to be able to hunt down another animal and to tear them apart with their inbuilt weaponry. Humans don't. Then there's nothing natural about humans hunting non-human animals. So then he's gone on to say, y'all want to interrupt the natural process of hunting, then the natural
Freedom
process
fighter.
of reproduction. Yeah, reproduction.
Freedom Fighter is going hard on me, guys. Man, dad jokes. Like, that was a sick burn on you vegans.
Is a natural process in nature. Animals reproduce, but one species.
Sorry, I just read the bottom here. I think that's what she reacted to at the beginning. Veganism is stupidity and hunting is natural. Don't reply to this. I won't read it. Please don't reply to my dumb shit.
Interfering with another species and forcing them to.
I'm going to start ending anytime I respond to some of these things. I'm going to say, don't reply to this. I won't read it.
Sticking foreign objects in their private parts and forcing pregnancy on them. There's nothing natural about that. You know, just to drag them into existence and force them into these unnatural, enormous factory farms and even non-factory farms. None of it's natural. Taking babies away from their mothers, fake milking machines, so that the calf doesn't take their mother's milk because we want it in our coffee. None of that is natural. Get rid of one of the biggest sources of food and nutrients. Right, it's a big source of food because the majority of the population has been conditioned to believe it's a food source, but we don't need anything from an animal. Our natural food source is plants.
Activists in the UK are just, they have that edge to them. And Caroline's got it. When she's reading these stupid comments, it just sounds so much better in a British accent, in my opinion.
You say one of the biggest sources of food and nutrients is actually one of the biggest killers, if in fact the biggest killer in the West.
If y'all don't know, I've been playing Tomb Raider. I finished it up like a week ago or a few days ago. Finished it up. So I'm kind of an expert when it comes to British accents now. Here's my British accent. Oh, I have to go over there. Which was me saying I have to go over there. I have to go over there. Kane, where you at? Kane Defends Animals. I need you here to judge my British accent again.
West is heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes, all caused from eating non-human animals. So if it's natural, why is it the biggest cause of early death? Why are the hospitals full of animal-related sickness if it was so natural? Increase pollution to make vegan leather. In Conspiracy, they showed a part about the leather industry in India and how it's polluting the waterways. Animal agriculture in general is, causing deforestation, ocean dead zones, climate change, pollution. It's one of the largest causes of climate change.
Yeah, it's not the vegan leather causing all the problems, my friend. It's the leather. Yeah. But again, if you are someone who has the belief that vegan leather is harmful, just don't buy it. Simple solution, right? Or you could get your clothes secondhand. Yeah.
Just to bring up vegan leather, saying that it's a pollutant. Let sheep get their wool matted, leading to cut off blood flow and severe pain. And again, the reason why in the wild, these animals, these sheep, they wouldn't be facing these issues in the wild because their natural form, they're not producing too much wool. So it's your fault. It's animal agriculture's.
Mary, you know my accent is perfect. I have to go over there. I have to go over there. I'm fixated on that one line because I don't know why.
Fault that these animals are.
I'm trying.
messed up
I'm
by
trying.
Genetically modified messes. It's gone fuck up the whole industry just to stop something from happening that would have happened in the first place. Well, it wouldn't, and none of this would have happened if it wasn't for human interference. It's an industry. It's a man-made industry.
It's a man-made industry. I'm not making fun of you, Caroline. I'm just trying to perfect my accent since everybody says I don't have a good one. Yeah, Neil. Yeah, you want me to stop? You want to kill my dream in its tracks? Or do you want me to keep at it? Encourage me, don't just say, it's bad. You got to encourage me. To be fair, she did say it needs work. Oh, so she said.
The clue is in the name.
The clue is in the name. Name.
It's not natural. Animals hunt animals.
It's not natural. I'm sorry, I'll continue.
Animals hunt animals, but animals.
Caroline probably might see this, right? And then she'll be like, oh, fucking Jeremy guy just made fun of my accent the whole time. I'm not making fun. I love the accent. I'm just trying to get it down.
In the wild are in a survival situation, and they also don't have a little thing called moral agency, which is what humans have, which means that we can look at something and see it as right and wrong. For example, thou shalt not kill. Murder and exploitation are wrong. Humans know this. We taught it from a very young age, but most humans didn't get the memo. Humans are just really smart animals in all reality. That's the only reason we survive. So what? Just because we've got.
So what, y'all? So what, y'all? So what, y'all? Stop today, work on it for tomorrow. At least you're not saying stop altogether. I think we got to do it now. Kane's not here. This is my moment. Because y'all know, if Kane were here, I'd be getting brutalized. Because Kane is not having the accent. He is not having it. Shout out Kane Defends Animals if y'all aren't subbed to Kane Defends Animals.
Intellect, we've got a higher intellect than other animals. Well, that means we can absolutely just destroy them, exploit them, enslave them, nonce them, kill them. That doesn't sound like the behavior of an intelligent animal to me. That's barbaric. We're smart. We found a better, more efficient, easier way to hunt. What? You're saying that farming, animal farming, is a better, more efficient, easier way to hunt? There's some fairness in hunting. You know, in the wild, a prey animal and a predator cross paths. The prey animal came into existence, the predator came into existence, and they crossed paths.
I get the point she's making, but I definitely wouldn't say there's fairness in hunting when people go out in the wild with, you know, rifles with scopes on them and shoot innocent baby deer and shit, or, you know, adult deer or whatever. You know, that's not fair at all. Nor is taking someone's life, even if it were a fair fight, that's not fair. But I get the point she's making.
In that moment, no one was dragged into existence as a product, and the date of their death was set when they were born. How can you call that hunting?
I did, Mary.
Exploitation and hunting are two very different
It was too much chaos that day. Too much chaos. I had to delete that.
things. And yes, some do that in a cruel way, but many don't. So you've just said many. You said some do it, but many don't. When actually, it's the other way around. It's the majority. And in fact, no, it's all, because the animals at the end of the day end up in a place, an unnatural building called a slaughterhouse.
Dennis?
There's nothing natural about that.
What do you mean you're back? I thought you were here the whole time, Dennis. If you had told me that you were stepping away, we could have paused. I would have paused the video. We could have waited. I could have just ate some vegan marshmallows and drank my Olipop and eaten my edamame. But you didn't even say you were stepping away, Dennis. So we continued on as though you were still here. Dennis.
The machinery, the gas chambers, the guns. What's natural about that?
All right.
Animal exploitation is animal exploitation.
Just don't let it happen again, Dennis. That's all I'm saying. Like that hurts me. It stresses me. I feel stressed because I carried on as though you were here. Like all of this was meant for you.
This person's a psychopath. Farming is farming. Veganism is stupidity. Veganism is logic. Literally, it's logic, and it is doing the decent thing. But you haven't really said why it's stupidity. You just said it's stupidity without going into further detail, which is normally what non-vegans do when they've got or I shouldn't say non-vegans, because there are a lot of open-minded non-vegans. I'll say anti-vegans. This is what a lot of anti-vegans do. They'll come up with some sweeping statement, veganism is stupid, and then they won't really go much further than that. I said hunting is natural. Yes, it's natural in the wild and in a survival situation, but we are not in a.
I think I'm going to play Wolfenstein next. Wolfenstein. I saw one of my favorite streamers, I'm Dante, playing Wolfenstein. And I thought, oh, that looks interesting. So I stopped watching him, checked PS Plus, and it is free on PS Plus. So I am going to play that game, which seems very interesting. I mean, I knew the story, but I didn't realize they had remade it. And it's like if Adolf had won kind of story. So that should be interesting.
Survival situation, because we all live 5 minutes down the road from a supermarket or grocery store.
I know. Boss man, what's up? Everybody be on your best P's and Q's now. The boss is here, including me. Sit up straight. Shit. Fucking the boss is here. All right. Get your British accents ready. Make sure they're tip-top shape, y'all. Get your British accents. Do it correctly. Wait,
Don't reply to this. I won't read it.
I won't read it. That is funny. That is a funny way to end a comment.
Why would you do that? Why would you even do that in the first place? Don't reply. A big old essay. I've just gone through this guy's whole essay, and then they've said,
essay.
"Don't reply." I won't read it. That's like That's like the internet version of like knockdown ginger. Like,
I don't know
for
what
those
that
of you who
is.
don't know what knockdown ginger is, bored
No.
kids used to play it in the 80s and the 90s before the days of eating dead animals in front of vegans. Where you just knock on someone's doorbell and then like run away, and it was thrill of mildly inconveniencing someone and getting away with it. But yeah, these days it's just about leaving an anti-vegan comment on a vegan post and then going, I won't read it, and running away. So thank you for that. Edgar Farrell 8096 says, go argue with a bear. I think he'll listen. Okay. Do you just assume the bear's gender might be a she? She might be a she bear.
Right. Wow. I didn't even think of that. Go argue with a bear. I think he'll listen. Well, with that comment, I think we got to shut it down, guys. That was pretty devastating. So devastating that I don't even quite know what to say. So I'll let her handle it.
So thank you very much.
Oh.
For listening to my vegan.
That was about as much as required. Look at Poppy. Look at Poppy.
Responses. I now have a headache and I need to lie down. But if you stayed to the end, I very much appreciate it. And I'd be very grateful if you could like, share, comment, and subscribe, because it helps the vegan message reach many more people. And also, buy yourself some panther milk. It's oat milk, by the way, not breast milk.
Nice. All right. It's Caroline. And there's one more. Let's do it. Let's do the other hate comments because they're fun. They're fun, right? There's that video. Please, sir. Yes, boss man. I need a pay raise as well, please. I've been doing good work, boss. Have you noticed? I've been putting in the hours and I've tried very hard. I've played those video games so hard. I believe I deserve a raise. Where's the other one? There it is.
Here's a fried chicken.
Uh-oh. Fried chicken recipe. Wow, they're getting us. It's hard to come back from something like this.
Recipe. Thanks. Yeah, you tell them, Kate Furnox. No one's going to force Kate Furnox to do what she doesn't want to do. So I haven't had this channel for very long, but given the subject matter.
All right. I have to use the restroom, so I'm going to do that, but I'm going to leave this running for the time being, and then we'll play it back. Wait, no, that's not good. That's not good. Let me leave y'all with something to watch other than what we'll just react to. That's not good. Hang on. How do I do this? Let's do it. Wait, I know what to do. We'll back up. Y'all watch this. I'll be right back.
I find myself on a desert island with no one but a pig. Literally, you're being so petty that you're willing to cut your own life short just to spite a vegan. Hi guys, my name is Caroline. I'm an animal rights activist and I make videos about this crazy world where a sandwich is given more value than an actual life. And if you question it and if you don't partake in it, then you're considered an extremist. So if you're a vegan extremist like me, or if you're considering becoming a vegan extremist, then please do click the subscribe button and like this video so that you can see more of my vegan extremist content. Today's video, I want to talk about the 5 things that non-vegans do. Well, it's not just the only 5 things. It's 5 of the things that non-vegans do that make vegans cringe. Big time. So let's get into it. The cringiest thing I've saved for last, by the way. 5. So number 5 is, I love my meat. So you'll be doing activism, or you might even might just in a conversation, you might say, you know, I'm vegan, or you'll be there, you'll be showing slaughterhouse footage in the streets, or, you know, it'll come up in conversation, and someone will say, you know, someone will walk past or whatever, and they'll say, I love meat, and you're like, cool story, bro. What do you want a paper hat or a chocolate mouse? But when they add a my to it, when they say, I love my meat, ugh, there's something so like, I love my meat. My. It's almost, it adds this extra layer of like little Lord Fauntleroy meets a middle-aged man in an adult diaper kind of entitlement. It's just ugh. And the thing is, it's not your meat. It never was yours. It came from someone else's body, someone who didn't consent, someone who kicked and thrashed and screamed and fought till their last breath. It's not yours. It was taken from someone else, and then you paid for it, all legal tender, whatever, but it's still immoral. So number 4 is someone else, somewhere else though. So when you're talking to someone,
Did we get pay raises?
or you're out there doing activism, and you get into a conversation with someone, and they try to get
Still
all
no raise.
intellectual with you, like a pseudo.
Boss man, what is it going to take? All right, let's go back to the other one. Sorry if y'all are enjoying that one. Okay.
Here's a fried chicken recipe. Thanks. Yeah, you tell him, Kate Furnox. No one's going to force Kate Furnox to do what she doesn't want to do. So I haven't had this channel for very long, but given the subject matter, I've obviously accumulated quite a large amount of trolls already, which is to be expected. You know, and you're talking about veganism, people get all kinds of ideas, they get triggered, they get angry, and they like to take to the comments to let you know what they think. So this video, I've decided to do a reaction to some of these comments, and I'm telling you, some of them, honestly, I don't think I have an argument for them. In fact, some of these arguments are so compelling that I'm considering giving up veganism. Okay, so this first comment comes from Chels M333. And it says, girl, no, stop forcing people to be vegan. See, the word force, a lot of non-vegans like to say that, you're forcing me. But I'm just sitting here talking, really. I'm just describing what happens in animal agriculture and saying to people, hey, like, this doesn't have to happen.
Girl, no. Girl, no. Stop forcing.
Please stop paying for it. And then, you know, the animals that have to go through this. But people think I'm being forceful.
I wish she could force. That would be... Then we'd have a vegan world.
But I mean, the word force, to me, kind of sounds like it's like an action, isn't it? It's like a physical action, like you're physically forcing someone into a gas chamber, or physically forcing your arm up someone's backside to physically force them to be pregnant to them.
There was this like sheepskin thing that was an ad on my feed. It was an ad, and in the comments someone asked, is this washable? And I said, you can't wash the blood off your hands. Pretty good, right? I thought it was good.
Then physically force their baby away from them just so that you can have a particular kind of sandwich filling. I mean, to me, that's forceful. But just sitting here using my words and trying to spread a message, I can't force you to do anything. Oh, this one. Pukino.1. Oh, so Pukino.1, I feel a bit bad about this one because Pukino.1 says, here's a fried chicken recipe. Thanks. First.
Pookie number 1. I like she said Pukino.1.
Buy a chicken in bold from your local butcher. Marinate.
I like how a lot of these troll comments are edited. Like they sent it and they were like, wait, Wait. Let me go back. Let me change that up. She gave it the thumbs down.
Chicken in bold with ... Read more. Pookie, I'm not gonna lie. Pukino, sorry, Pukino. I'm not gonna lie.
Pukino, yeah, Pukino.1. Come on, Pukino.
Didn't read more. So for all I know, poor old Pukino could have spent ages typing out.
Yeah.
He could have gone online.
Well, I mean, to be fair, at the end of it, they might have said, "Don't reply to this. I won't read it."
To try and find a chicken recipe, or gone into the kitchen, found a cookbook. They could even be sharing a recipe that's been in their family for generations, and I didn't even read it. So, and look, they've edited it and everything. Sorry, Pukino. I feel a bit bad as well, because the time that you spent typing out that comment, you could.
It's an interesting, Pukino. It's tough to know what to emphasize. It could be Pukino, could be Pukino. We'll never know. We'll never know. .1. We'll never know how to say it.
Could have, you could have done something meaningful. You could have opened a window. You could have gone out.
I've been well. Thank you for asking, Dennis. It took you a little while. It took you a little while to ask me how I've been, but that's okay. It's just funny because you were here a long time ago, and now you're like, "How you been?" I've been well. I've been pretty good. How have you been, Dennis? I think I asked you that already. You've been busy. Okay. I can understand that. It's a busy time when you go vegan. Congrats on going vegan, by the way, Dennis. Very proud of you.
Outside and got some fresh air. You could have even updated your CV and sent it to a future employer, and you could have got the job, and that job could have changed your life. But instead of doing that, you put a meat-based recipe on a vegan's video. I just feel bad, really, and I just feel bad.
But you got owned, didn't you, Caroline? Oh man, you feel like it cut you deep. That comment, I mean, it's going to take some time to recover from that one. I know that, Caroline. But we're all here for you, okay? We're all here for you.
Bad that I didn't even read it. Your life could have changed.
I just knew, Dennis. I just knew.
Never mind, Pukino.1. Anyway, Kate Fernox. Okay, so 1. By the time we would run out of meat on this planet, I will be...
Kate Fernox. Okay. All right. By the time we would run out of meat on this planet, I will be long gone. Run out of meat. Interesting way of thinking about things. Running out of meat. Okay. Let's see how Caroline handles this, because I can't handle it. You do it.
Gone. Sorry to hear that, Kate Fernox. I hope you're doing okay. And trust me, no one's able to force me to do a single thing I don't want to do. Yeah, you tell them, Kate Fernox.
No one could force you into a slaughterhouse.
I was going to force Kate Fernox to do what she doesn't want to do. The thing is, there's that word force again.
Yeah, there's force again.
We're not using any kind of physical force. You're the one using physical force,
Shame.
Kate Fernox, to the thousand.
Shame, Dennis. Shame. When are you going to go vegan, Dennis? I mean, how long is it going to take? I think today's the day. Watch Caroline, and it'll happen.
Thousands of animals who you pay to be tortured.
Are you subbed to Caroline's channel, Dennis?
And exploited to death, so you can chew on something that you like the taste of.
Yeah.
Okay, so Casual Claret says, "Damn, bro, it's almost as if humans and animals are different."
correct response.
Casual claret. I don't have a comeback for that. I honestly can't think of any response to that.
Yeah. Another great start to a comment. Damn, bro. So I have no response to that factual statement.
Oh yeah, humans are animals.
Oh,
bro.
shit.
You are an animal. You're a hominid. Your scientific name is Homo sapien sapien. You're a mammal. You're a primate. You're an ape. You're an animal. So no, and morally, there's not really much difference. Then there'll be physical differences, there'll be behavioural differences, and yeah, people will say we're more intelligent, but so what? Just because someone has less intelligence than you doesn't mean that you can enslave and exploit them, does it?
Right, because otherwise that guy would be enslaved for demonstrating a lack of intelligence because he's less intelligent than Caroline.
Mahu Tonga Stevens. So Mahu Tonga Stevens says, you do realise that more animals get killed turning and replanting crops for tofu and other veg than it takes to kill one lamb, pig, or...
Indeed, Felix. We never lack the trolls. Actually, sometimes I do. Sometimes my channel does. I just get love. People just love me. I don't know what it is. Even the non-vegans like Dennis, they love me. The number of trolls that I get is quite small, honestly, for the content. That's primarily because I'm just reacting to content and posting interviews. I'm sure my troll count would dramatically increase if I was posting activism videos. Yeah. Well, I mean, I started, I had like a YouTube before I was like serious about YouTube. So I have that channel, which only has like a few subscribers. And I posted like some of my old demonstrations. And yeah, the trolls are a lot on that one.
cow for my wanao to eat. Okay, so this is the famous crop deaths argument. This is a favorite one for like Joe Rogan lovers. This has been debunked so much that I'm actually exhausted having to repeat myself. Like, it gives you a headache. Like, please come up with something different. Like, please come up with something new and original for us to debunk, because this one is getting so tired. So
yeah,
there's 8 billion humans killing and eating 80 billion land animals every year.
Well, wait, Caroline, wait. What's a bigger number? Or is that what you're going to say?
Are those land animals eating? They are eating, the majority, they're eating over 80%, I think it's 88% of those crops. You've talked about tofu. Tofu is soy. Soy is fed to the 80 billion animals who are killed every year violently, very violently, and exploited to death, so that you can eat their bodies. So I think it's something about like 7% of those crops is actually fed to humans. So the vast majority of the crops that...
All right, well, that's crop deaths, though. Should be done with that one, right? We'll never hear that again. Good job, Caroline. We'll dealt with. We'll never hear about crop deaths again.
Those crop deaths are actually being fed to the animals, who are then also killed. So if you really cared about crop deaths, I don't think you do. It's just like you just throw in something. If you really cared about crop deaths,
you knew.
Vegan.
Oh, you knew, Mary. You knew. Yeah, you knew. It wasn't really a channel per se. I just posted some videos on.
Okay, so Corey Gregson 6411 says, you use stuff made from animals and you're close.
What? Hang on. Let's dissect this one. Your use stuff made from animals and you're close. oh man, how's she gonna come back to this one? From this one, even. How's she gonna come back to and from this one? I don't know. Let's see how Caroline deals with this well-constructed comment.
Okay, Corey Gregson.
That's all I had too. That's all I had.
Stress Conducive says, if you want to be vegan, then go for it. All the power to you. However, most people really just don't care. Stress Conducive, I don't think it's that most people don't care. I think that most people just aren't looking.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people that say they don't care are the ones that comment on the videos, right?
They don't want to know. They're not thinking about it. You know, most people really, when you think about it, most people are just thinking about their own lives.
Wait. Let's see the rest of it. Caroline, you're just eating differently. You're not a better person for being vegan. You're just eating differently, to which no one will stop you or convince you otherwise. Okay. I don't have the mental energy. Once again, take it away, Caroline.
They don't want to know. They're not thinking about it. You know, most people really, when you think about it, most people are just thinking about their own lives and the little bubble that they live in and their families and friends. And, you know, they go to a restaurant, think about,
you knew.
What can I eat in this restaurant that's going to taste the nicest? That's what they're thinking. They're not, you know, you show someone some slaughterhouse footage and a lot of people, a large majority, well, I say majority, a lot of people do care. They just need to have those two dots connected between the animal suffering and that piece of meat or cheese or egg that they're paying for. So it's not that most people don't care, it's just that most people aren't thinking. You're not a better person for being vegan. You're just eating differently, to which no one will stop you or convince you otherwise. Well, you clearly don't know.
Real quickly. What compels someone to write a comment like this? Like, how triggered do you have to feel to be like, if you want to be vegan, then go for it? Like, how fucking butthurt do you have to be like, me? If you want to be vegan, then go for it. No one cares. You're not better than me. No one's gonna stop you. Enter. Now read that. How butthurt do you have to be to send that?
You or convince you otherwise.
The butt must hurt so bad. I feel bad. I feel bad for the butthurt epidemic that we have. There's got to be some kind of ointment for that, right? Can someone please come up with an ointment for the butt? For all these butt hurts. Butt hurts? We'll just call them butt hurts. Why not? Why not? Because that's what came out of my mouth. So that's what they are. All these butt hurts, they need some ointment.
Otherwise. Well,
do not test on animals for that. Test on them.
Well, you clearly don't know what veganism is, Stress Conducive, because veganism isn't a diet. It is a moral stance against all forms of animal exploitation. We understand that the animals are here with us and not for us to use, exploit, and just do whatever the hell we like with, because we understand that they're sentient beings.
Dennis, you like my my Carney troll impression? You can't tell me that that's not exactly how he sounded when he wrote that. I'll do it again. You want it? You want it again? Hang on. Well, let's get it. Let's bring it back up. Look, he's channeling himself through me, and that's what comes out. I have nothing to do with how this is presented. In this moment, he has the power. And yes, it is a he. If you want to be vegan, then go for it. All the power to you. However, most people, they really just don't care. You're not a better person for being vegan. You're just eating differently, to which no one will stop you or convince you otherwise. I have no idea why he did that little sound at the end. That's weird, but that's what he did. That's what he did.
Stop you or convince you otherwise. Well, you clearly don't know what veganism is stress conducive because
Why is it that carnies, when they make their comments, they always end with what is that? Dennis, tell me, what is that? Why do y'all do that when you write a stupid comment and you're
veganism isn't a diet.
Weird.
It is a moral stance against all forms of animal exploitation. We understand that the animals are here.
What I'm saying is that's just not a sound that I make in my day-to-day life, especially when writing a comment.
With us and not for us to use, exploit, and just do whatever the hell we like with, because we understand that they're sentient beings. They feel and perceive, and they're experiencing life subjectively, and we have no right to turn them into slaves. So I think you need to research veganism. Maybe that's why you think most people don't care, because you don't even understand, you don't even know what veganism is. So if most people are like you, then yeah, of course they're not going to care. They don't even know.
Well said.
Okay, so the next one, Nipiro. Nipiro says children need protein. Keep this plant-based diet for adults only. Children need meats to develop and grow physically and mentally. It's not just children that need protein.
Oh dear.
Humans need protein through all stages of their life.
Oh, this person thinks you don't need protein after it. Okay, got it.
But newsflash.
And you know, he was like, children need protein. Why? Why do they sound like that? He did. He put it at the end of the comment. I heard it. You heard it. We all heard it.
There's infinite protein sources. There's so many different sources of protein. There's tempeh, tofu, seitan, there's legumes, there's grains, there's nuts. There's so many different ways that we can obtain protein without having to feel.
Talk about a tired argument, right? Like the crop deaths, though, she dealt with that. We'll never hear that one again. Protein, though, thank God she's dealing with that one, so we don't have to hear that anymore. But yeah, I would recommend to any carnists wondering how to get protein to try using Google or something. Just look up vegan food, protein. It's going to come up with all kinds of shit for you.
Filter it through 3 different animals.
Yeah.
You know, like these animals, they're getting their protein from the plants they eat. So vegans or people on plant-based diets just go straight to the source. They get their protein where the animals get their protein from. They don't filter it through.
I did not make that sound playing the crab game. No, I did not. Nothing even remotely similar to that. Felix, the most original justification for killing animals came from a Natalie Fulton video. The person she was outreaching said the animal could be a reincarnated serial killer. A+ for originality. Yeah. That person who said that could also be a reincarnated serial killer. For all we know, they are a serial killer. So, Natalie would have had every justification to take them out, right? Your Honor, for all I knew, he was a serial killer. I don't know. Possible. Very possible that he was a serial killer. So, yeah. Yeah. All right.
A traumatized, suffering animal. So yeah, all forms, at all stages of life, according to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, all stages of life, a plant-based diet is perfectly healthy and suitable. Oh yes, so
that's the sound.
Nipiro goes on to say, there's a reason we have canine teeth, and so on. We're not designed to live on veg, greens, and leaves, or veg, leaves, and grains. There's a reason we have canine teeth and so on.
No.
So many people bring up teeth. Like, have you seen? Like, honestly, look,
Nope.
go to the mirror. Look at your teeth in the mirror. They are pathetic. Do you really think you could run up to a cow or a pig and take a bite, a big chunk out of their flesh with these tiny little teeth? These teeth are better designed for piercing the skin of an apple or a piece of fruit than they are for biting through the hide of an animal. So I don't know what the and so on means. There's a reason we have canine teeth and so on. We're not designed to live on veg, leaves, and grains.
You did see that
Human
person.
anatomy and
That person is not welcome on this channel at all. Yes. No.
Research on history shows we're not designed to be eating greens only. You haven't really done much basic research on human anatomy, considering that the only reason why you think we're supposed to eat animals is because of teeth, though. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm sure I will do, because we do love a troll. I mean, they're not all of the people in this video were trolling. I think some of them just genuinely aren't educated on the subject. Some of them didn't know what veganism is. Others think that, you know, we have to eat animals to survive. So it's not all trolling. I mean, some of it is blatant trolling, like, oh, this one, Ali/FB5KM.
Doggo, thanks for being here. Hope your work goes okay. Thanks for popping in. Might do some Wolfenstein later. Wolfenstein. I don't know how you say it, but we're gonna do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. You know, like, are you able to say those words though? Like, I'll say it because it's like towards the end of my stream, but it's about if Hitler won. And I saw my boy Dante say, if mustache guy won. Like, are you allowed to use these words? I don't know.
Says, but steak tastes good. Like,
If not, that's going to be a hell of a stream.
that's a troll. But some of them are just sort of misinformed, uneducated. So, which is another reason why it's so important to be out here talking about the benefits of being vegan, the importance of being vegan, and the urgency of why we need to be vegan. Because so many people just don't understand it. They don't get it. But I'm sure there will be more, and there'll be more opportunities for me to make these troll response videos. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again.
All right, great video, Caroline. If you guys are not subscribed to It's Caroline, please do. Jacob Geller has a great video essay on Wolfenstein. You should check it out sometime. Should I watch it? Who's Jacob Geller? You know some interesting channels there, doggo. Judaism, whiteness, and how do you say it? Is it Wolfenstein? If the Nazis won World War II. Yeah. Side effect of carny brain fog. Video game messes. Is that the one? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get into some Judaism, whiteness, and first-person shooter video game later. It looks so good, though. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that's going to be the stream tonight. Thank you for joining. If you're not subbed to the channel, please sub, please subscribe, hit the bell notification, hit the like button, do all the things. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you sub to all the channels that we reacted to today. That was, and I'm going to mispronounce his name, but Jake Lagatere, Arvin, Animal Activist, and it's Caroline. Here's Jake again, in case you guys weren't around for that. There you go. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in a little while if you guys want to join a gaming stream. Have a good night, y'all. Take care. And the glitch, so it's going to take me a second.